The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Brock Purdy Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. This program begins now.
Sports!
Are wonderful, and today we get a chance to chat with one of the greatest stories in the NFL thus far. Just a young lad who was drafted last in the draft, and then he ended up leading a team to a Super Bowl in his second year. He has been mocked and ridiculed by a lot of people with big brains in the football world. He's been called a child because of how he looks, and he certainly does look like a little tiny-ass kid. But what he does on a football field is phenomenal. Brock Purdy will join us in a matter of moments. That should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Iowa State Cyclone, obviously. Can't wait to chit-chat about that a little bit. How about Neil Shipley? You remember him? Long-haired guy. Was caught there in this one. In the green jacket ceremony within the clubhouse. The guy who played with Tiger Woods on Sunday as the lead amateur of the Masters of Golf tournament from Pittsburgh, Yinzer.
Nice.
He'll be joining us at 1:40. You got to keep an eye out. You know, never know when somebody's going to try to get you in your biggest moment. Neil Shipley knows that because he's Yinzer. He thought, look at me, I'm sitting next to Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm's there, the chairman of the Masters, Jim Nance off another fantastic call. He's sitting right here.
Wow.
I'm sitting at Augusta National. I cannot believe I'm here. They put me on TV. Somebody's going to be trying to get me. Let me keep my eyes peeled. And I appreciate the fact this guy's a ninja. I think that tells us that he's going to be fantastic on a golf course for some time, representing Pittsburgh. I don't know how many Pittsburghers we've had get into golf in a big way. And let me tell you why. The weather sucks for a large portion of the year.
Okay.
So the amount of time you can play golf is very much limited then to those who live in Florida and other warm climates. And also golf in Pittsburgh is a lot of, you see the darker tree. You see that one as you're looking over a hill? Yeah. It's 50 yards down to the right, just kind of fade one. That's every shot. You can't see where you need to hit the ball to.
Right.
So to say it is a miserable experience for those of us that aren't pure golf shot hitters, it is. So the fact that this Neil Shipley guy was able to power through, mentally tough enough, and I think he's zinning all over Augusta National.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, well, he had a little cheeky, saucy shots in front of Tiger Woods. This guy's a dog. So his first impression whenever he's given an interview, not the greatest in the world, but what he's about to do to golf courses across the globe is about to be fantastic. Can't wait to chat with him. Yinzer Neil Shipley will join us in the second hour. And then third hour on YouTube and ESPN Plus from TNT's NBA coverage, Emmy Award winning, Charles Barkley will join us. Can't wait to talk to Chuck. Because the NBA playoff picture is real. Starting tonight, there's a lot happening. You got a lot. You're playing games. Big names.
Huge.
We got Lakers and Warriors in play-in games. What does that mean? One and done potentially, but they're taking on a couple young bucks. You got the Pelicans led by Zion and CJ and the boys down in the Bayou. And then you got Sacramento Kings. They're a team.
Oh, yeah.
Just a few years ago, nobody remember. If you weren't a diehard basketball fan, you had no idea that Sacramento Kings existed. They got 0 nationally televised games.
None.
Sacramento's capital, California. Nobody would know.
No. Is it really?
And now look at them.
Holy shit.
Good for Sacramento over there. Good for the NBA. Can't wait to talk to Chuck. The Toxic Table is here. At Boston Connor. At Ty Schmidt. Is that a red fox right there?
Yeah, funny enough, it is a red fox. I can't believe you knew that. I didn't even know what it was until I actually looked it up.
I mean, I watch all the players.
Sure. Oh, of course.
If you had happened to have smoked an herbal anything in your life, you have probably seen a planet Earth or 10.
Absolutely.
And I've seen that red fox do some mischievous things.
Is that right?
Out there in very 8K slow-mo, I've seen a red fox do some sweet shit. I think you got a good animal on your chest right now.
Okay, good to know.
Not as good as the macaques. You know, the macaques, the monkeys, they've got a hierarchy and a political system. They are certainly ones to take off to another altitude and learn about and experience. But the red fox certainly fine as well.
Is that macaque who took over with her mother? Or are they still ruling the macaque kingdom? Do we know?
I would assume the macaque is still. That might be a red panda too.
Oh, it might be a red panda.
Yeah.
I believe it is a red panda.
Yeah.
Is it a red panda?
That's what I was thinking it was.
That looks like a red fox.
That looks like a fox.
Pat, it depends on what version, the David Attenborough version, the English version of Planet Earth, or the Morgan Freeman version.
It kind of looks like a red
Red panda.
They
are sweet though.
Cute.
Whatever it is, it's sweet. Look at that thing stand up about to give a little problem to an ant or something. Ooh. That rock wants a piece, huh? I don't think so, bitch.
What you want?
Bitch. That's what I thought.
That thing is sweet. We should get one for the office.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
we don't have
pandas.
a red fox or a red panda, but I think we need one of them.
Hopefully it's a red fox because pandas are being attacked right now on the internet. I don't know if you guys have seen that at all, but pandas are being basically the word is out that no pandas are real, and I'm not saying I believe in this. Okay, I'm not. D-Butt clearly saw it.
Wasn't it first?
9-year NFL vet, second-round draft pick for the New England Patriots. Darius J. Butler is here. Don't be buying into this shit.
Don't be doing this, D-Butt.
Tell them what we saw. Because I can't tell them because they'll think I believe it.
You got to tell them. I didn't.
I
didn't do my own research.
This is smart of you, D-Butt. By the way, put this back on the tinfoil cap.
See,
on the
okay,
outside.
fine. I'll say it. A lot of people just think that pandas aren't real, and that every single panda is a plant, in that they really don't exist.
By the CCP.
Pandas from.
Yeah, look, I don't know about the CCP and what they're involved in here.
Well,
okay?
I had learned that earlier this year. Remember, all the pandas were getting shipped out of the United States of America back to China because we couldn't make an agreement on rental of their pandas in our zoos. I do believe there is a panda coming into town, but if this isn't that's an animal.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's people's daily, obviously. Those are real animals.
Hey, look, this is not a bird situation where I actually believe in the birds not being real. Like, this is a situation where I saw it. I said, there's no way pandas aren't real. I need to believe in pandas for the rest of my life.
Imagine if those pandas just got up, hopped in that car in the back, drove the thing around town.
I think they do.
That's what they're saying they're doing. I can't believe this came up. I really can't, but the red panda, it just happened to flow into it.
So we are sold that he's a red panda, not a red fox.
I believe so.
I have
Okay,
no
all right.
idea.
Well, shout out to the red panda. Red panda real panda not. Is that what everybody's saying?
That's just the word on the
D-Butts,
internet.
I cannot believe you're even a part of this.
Yeah, see, I knew that he saw it.
Yeah, it's a red.
Okay, so it is. Well, can
Red
we look
fox is got to tell you wipe your ass, right? The red fox.
Yeah.
That was. I think.
I thought that's Carfax.
No, that's a report you get on your car.
Right.
But
the spokesman is a red fox.
Red fox.
Yeah, red fox also a human, I think.
Oh yeah, legendary comedian.
Yeah.
Sanford son.
Yeah, wipe your ass.
Bingo.
He gives a motivation. You got to wipe your ass is his big thing, I think. So maybe I just got excited to potentially reminisce about Red Fox when I looked at your Jets and Planet Earth confused me from Red Panda or Red Fox. You know that.
Sure,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you'll see. There'll be a coyote conversation for sure later. I know that's going to take place because I saw a video of the guy that's going to be joining us here in a matter of moments. Definitely going to bring it up. One after the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys turn Diggs here as we move away from animals.
Sure. Do we have to?
I mean, someone find out. Just to wrap this thing up. Someone find out if these pandas are real.
They are.
They are real.
We can move on from that.
It's over.
I need to know.
Conversation over.
When was the last time you guys were face to face with a panda?
At the zoo.
Well, they took him out of town
Why?
Exactly.
because we were in the middle of, I believe, quite a disagreement with the
recalibrate.
Were they?
Recalibrate.
Come on.
Getting a little too close to these pandas? Maybe were we getting a little too close to these pandas? Like, wait, is there?
Tug
there a brain
Speedman
in
killed
there?
a panda. Okay?
Anyways, this
Blood
is not
all
how
over his
today was
hands.
supposed to start.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, red panda came up, and then first thing I thought of, holy shit, people are saying pandas are fake.
The internet's a beautiful place, and our animal kingdom is also beautiful.
It really is.
You know, they get down out there. I'm not one to go. That is not actual pandas.
No.
No, those
The little one
But look
is.
at the little one. Really?
Come
Does the little one
on.
not look like perhaps that there's a hint of
you
human?
said
The little one is
Yeah.
the one that looks like there's a human
Just
in
a
there.
hint of human.
All right. Okay, the little one. Yeah, all right. Let's move along.
Okay.
Obviously, our show is completely choreographed.
Yep.
Look, it's the off-season.
We knew that was going to happen.
Okay, people.
12:08.
Okay, we got back in the United States of America yesterday at 2 a.m. or this morning at 2 a.m. Weren't able to exit the plane until 4 a.m.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, customs person was asleep. I guess nobody gave him a heads up. Had to wake up, get out of bed, take a shower, get to the place that we were sitting in a plane. Couldn't open the door because we're not registered back in the United States of America until we come through customs. We were at Montreal last night. They speak only French up there. That's wild to me. Canada's an interesting place. Got some good wings. Got some good wings last night on the plane.
Wings. Got wings on the plane.
They were good. They weren't bad. Canada has an interesting place. Montreal was an interesting place. Good people. 15,000 plus.
Yeah. The O. Henry candies.
Phenomenal.
Those stole the show.
Timmy Horton, phenomenal. These O. Henry chocolate peanut.
Yeah. That's their crown jewel up there is O. Henry's.
We were only there for one night. Okay. Dispensary was good too. We stopped by there real quick.
Well,
it was great. You went 2 dispensaries?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was stuff going on, but
anyways, merci beaucoup to all of Montreal.
Enchanté.
And thank you so much to the immigrations officer that got out of bed to make sure we could get out of that plane this morning. We were staring down 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Oh.
Get there at 2, 5 hours to sit on a plane you can't get off of, on a tarmac, with a bunch of people outside that you've met before that work at the airport that can't. Yeah, just staring at you. Yeah, you're all out in here.
Yeah,
I live here, no problems. Going to Canada, no issues.
None.
Going to Canada, we're told, like, hey, when you're going in here, let's make sure we don't have any, the stuff that you're thinking. I'm like, well, it's legal there. They're like, can't bring it in. Canada will shut it down. You ever hear about 21 Savage or any of these rappers that fly into Canada and then they get a full pat down on the plane, they're searching the thing, and then all of a sudden you're banned from Canada forever? We need that not to happen. That was like the riot act we were getting read going to Canada. So we fly up into Canada. We land in Canada. Get ready for this entire thing. I was excited. Got nothing on me. Come, hey, mount up.
Right.
Mount up, Mounties. Come search this entire thing. We walk off the plane. They look at our passport. We get in a car. We're gone.
That's it.
2 seconds. Not even a off plane, out of airport. Quick. Back in Indianapolis where we live, where the plane is from the United States of America. 2.5 hours last night waiting to get through customs. But we did it. We're back. It's great to be here. And thank you to everybody that made that happen. But boy, today's going to be a slap happy day. I'm very excited about that. But what I do know today is a massive day for betting on the draft. Because Schrags put out his mock draft. Now, Schrags is an Emmy Award-winning morning show host for Good Morning Football. Will he remain with Good Morning Football whenever it goes to L.A. when it's back in 6 months from now? We hope.
Please.
We'll see.
Schrags is a New York guy.
Yes.
Going to LA, we'll be excited to see how that whole thing goes for NFL Network. But when Schrags puts out his mock draft, he's been the most accurate over like the last 5 years. That is a real thing we've been tracking because our guy Mitt has been put out a mock draft. He every single year has been the worst of all the mock drafters. Schrags has been the best out of all the mock drafters. He doesn't put out a lot of them, but whenever he says something, normally it's coming with a good piece of information. So whenever he releases his mock draft, the books start answering. Today, there was movement on where these draft picks and what the odds are going to be. Can we make some money off this, we think? Or what are our thoughts on gambling on the draft right now, Tone?
I mean, you can make some money for sure because the books know just as much as you do when it comes to these situations. We've talked about it before in the past where, like games and stuff like that, the books, they have their edges, they have their experts, they have the computers, they have all that. So it's hard there. But with the draft, the information that you know is the exact same information that the books know unless they have some sort of insider that they're tied to, which...
Illegal.
Correct, which they do not. They're not supposed to, whatever. So they're paying attention to Schrags mock drafts. They're paying attention to all the information that's released from Rapp and Schefter and all this stuff, and they're going to adjust their lines accordingly. Like last week.
For instance, what you're saying here about Jaden Daniels. Adam Schefter stops on a podcast in Hogs Haven and says this right here.
Good luck to your Commanders in the draft as well.
All right, man, let's go, Jaden, bro. Let's get that pre-orders ready.
I think you go. I think you go get those Jaden Daniels jerseys. I think you go get them.
Hey, look, man, I'm about to get one.
Okay. So Schefter breaks news on Hogs Haven. We appreciate him doing that. And shout out to the put your left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Love that. Love the podcast. I think it's implying old times of Washington football fanhood with the modern day. I appreciate that. Schefter has never broken any news on our show.
No.
None.
What the hell, shit.
So now that we know Schefter can do that, that is certainly a thing we'll take into our next combo with him. But the books moved immediately after Schefter said that on that podcast.
And then Schrags put his out today, and he also has Jaden Daniels at number 2 as well. So that's like another stamp on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's minus 275 to go number 2 overall. But if you believe in that, minus 275 if you're playing like a game, like a single game. Let's just say it's like Patriots versus Steelers. Okay, minus 275 for the Patriots to win.
Whoa.
Like that's a you're giving up a lot. You got to pay $275 to win 100.
Yeah.
But in the draft, if you think it's given, which it's not. Okay, we can't say that it's not a given. Nothing's ever a given. But you're willing to maybe spend that minus 275 to win there. The one at number 4 for Marvin Harrison Jr. Those ones got longer. Those ones, the chance upped, you would say, for him to go number 4 to the Cards. But that's if they don't trade out. Like, I'm not as willing to put my money down on number 4 and the Cards not trading out there because the hot talk of the draft, and Triggs had it in his, he had the Giants going up to 4 to get J.J. McCarthy. Like, there's a lot of people shopping, I think, for number 4 to go up to get a quarterback potentially. So that one I don't think is as, a lock, people would say. But number 2, if Shefty's telling a podcast, if he's putting his name out there saying, hey, you could go get those Jaden Daniels jerseys.
Schraig's saying, he's from New York, so him saying that the Giants are going to be the ones that are going to trade up to go get J.J. McCarthy, obviously a big swing in intel.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big swing in information. Will it remain the same from now until draft night? No. Maybe. We have no idea. I don't think any team has a clue exactly who they're going to take, except for maybe the first 2. Everything else is so dependent on so much shit from now until then. There's so many debates happening in the behind the scenes of these teams. Scouts who like a guy, scouts who hate a guy, GMs who maybe have a narrative. How about an owner?
Ooh.
An owner just dropping in out of nowhere saying, you know what? I've been watching a film, and this is what I would like to do. So many things can change. Daniel Jones had a press conference yesterday. He was eyes wide open to everything happening around him and the conversation with the team.
Damn.
He was asked about them potentially taking a quarterback in the first round. Here's his answer.
How would you feel if the Giants used their first-round pick
Bright-eyed, bushy tail
on a quarterback, and have they looped you in at all to the possibility
Bruce,
that they might do that and bring in a challenger for your job?
Yeah, I mean, my focus is what I'm doing here with my rehab. Kind of the same thing with Saquon. It's the nature of our business. It's a competitive league, so the best way to handle that, I think, is to focus on what I'm doing, focus on myself, and making sure that I'm, one, healthy, and then ready to play good football. So that's what I can control. That's what I can do to help myself.
Hell yeah, great answer there out of Daniel Jones. Mike Tomlin says, don't blink. I want to keep guys up. He certainly did that. Gase had a quite a press conference whenever he came in for the Jets. How about old Dano down at the Carolina Panthers GM?
Yep.
He looked like he maybe gnawed on something that kept his eyes wide open.
Yeah.
What's Daniel Jones doing? He's just jacked up, you think, whenever he's talking like that? Because it's hard to get past how creepy his eyes look every single word he's saying.
Yeah, every time I've watched that, I've watched a couple times this morning, it just kind of reaffirms the fact that guy cannot be your quarterback. you cannot go into the season with that guy as your quarterback.
They're paying him $40 million.
I don't care. Eat it, Mara. Just eat it. Burn it, and go get a quarterback. That is. What's he going to do when he sees a rush coming at him?
Well, he sees it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
He's seen the field better now than ever.
Look at this. They got a spotlight on his eyes?
Come on,
Bruce,
guy.
what the hell is going on with your quarterback there? Now, I appreciate the way he, handled the question and the answer. Yeah. He understands the reality of the situation. What the hell's going on over there at the New York Football Giants PR? They got this guy looking like he is.
I'm worried.
Out of his mind.
I'm worried about the guy. I just hope everything's okay. I guess, maybe he is just locked in, laser focused, but unsettling stuff, really.
Unsettling stuff, says Bruce, the Giants fan who's been through it for a while now. And Daboll, we see him in his antics. Mm-hmm. He gets to see Dan Jones behind us. You see, try to talk to this guy, his eyes are bugging.
Exactly.
Like the Howard Stern show, they got that guy, whatever his name is, where his eyes just pop out of his head or whatever. Yep. That's what our quarterback is. Nobody knows that. He went to Duke. They think he's a big, smart guy. He's big, strong, fast. He's drinking beers with Zach Bryan, singing songs. He's maybe a ping pong player on the internet. Nonetheless, whenever I look at this guy, it freaks me out because he's not blinking and his eyes are touching my eyeballs. And we're standing 3 3 feet away. What the hell is going on with Daniel Jones? You think he could be a winning quarterback in the NFL? Ooh. There's glimpses of it, right? And he was being compared to Andrew Luck, who we got to see.
Yep.
He's back, Chuck Strong, raising money for the IU cancer.
Terrible, horrible comparison.
Well, that's what they say, because he's big, strong, fast, smart. That's what everybody said.
Yeah.
And there's moments where he's running and he looks, like the...
And he's a white guy.
You nailed it.
Okay.
Let's just come on.
I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah. but I think that's the one.
That's one of them there. All right, good. But they were, there's those moments where he's running faster than everybody else on the field. There's moments where he's making good decisions. But then there's him missing broadside of a barn.
Yeah.
Then there's him throwing a pick. Then there's a fumble or a giveaway that's taking place. At this stage in his career, do we know? Do we not know? Do they need to move on? And when you see his eyes that wide open, you think he's more locked in and focused than ever before?
I mean, no. The potential is one thing, and he has all those tools, like you mentioned, the athleticism, the arm, obviously the brain coming from Duke and the coach there. But no, I don't see it at this point. In the beginning of his career was the turnovers, fumbling in the pocket a bunch, throwing picks. Now he hasn't been able to stay healthy. You got to be able to stay healthy and be available for your team. Schraig's draft got him, jumping up there, getting JJ in the top 5, who's been hot this whole kind of offseason. That was surprising. The other thing surprising from that mock draft was Neighbors being the third receiver off the board behind Rome. That was surprising to me as well. So it'll be interesting.
I think the Colts I think the Colts are getting Neighbors, which is sick.
Yeah,
all these draft mocks, have their thing. Jim Irsay might legitimately say, I want Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
And just, what do we need to do? Well, we need to get up to probably 4. Sweet, we're doing it.
Do it.
Hey, Chris, we need to get up there. You think Marvin Harrison's playing for anybody else but the Indianapolis Colts? And nobody's accounting for that.
Yeah.
Like Jim Irsay right now, from what we're hearing, in a good spot,
Yep,
good place,
that.
and we love to hear it. Hey, baby, Jim.
Hell yeah.
Go on, Jim.
But what if Jim on draft night just decides to walk his ass in there with a couple of his boys? We've been talking, Chris. Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing for the Colts. And then all of a sudden, all these draft boards that might have some information from some scouts that have been in meetings completely out the window.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden, the person who owns the team is like, that's cute. Thank you for all your hard work. I understand what you're doing. He's up on the ring of, I don't know if you see, his dad is right up there. And then he did an interview at the Combine where he's wearing blue Louis Vuitton shoes and said he wishes he was playing in here. It's like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Those are things that can change. They have us taking a wide receiver, which is sweet. I'll be excited to see how it all pans out. Daniel Jones, though, awesome presser, dude. I'm happy you're jacked up. I'm happy you're wide open.
Rooting for him.
I am too. I'm rooting for everybody, especially... you get paid that amount of money, it's easy to root against you, especially if you're not performing.
Sure.
Because, like, it's every guy, he's a waste of money. This guy's ruining their team because the salary cap is now screwed and they can't build up around him, and this guy's got no idea what he's doing. Now he's not even healthy, so literally our money is just being thrown into the training room. So it's like a complete waste. But why not next year for Daniel Jones? Why not find it? You lose Saquon Barkley, who cares?
What?
Now it's my show. Now it's me. Now is Darren Waller playing? I mean, who knows?
We still don't know.
We
He might.
But if he plays, you got a good weapon. If he don't, we're happy for Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Dabo seems to be very content, right? I mean,
Big
he's
year
pretty-
for him.
Darren Waller?
Dabo.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I think it's a big year for everybody, and that's why the eyes are wide open. Speaking of the eyes being wide open, last night we got some news across our phones, and if you're watching live, you got excited.
Hell yeah.
The WNBA draft happened last night, and just like we motherfucking said it would. Okay, Caitlin Clark is now a member of the Indiana Fever.
Let's go.
Kathy Engelbert there, the WNBA commissioner, she made some announcements about expansion last night, and she had a hell of a draft last night. The stars were out.
Yeah, they were.
Stars were out. And obviously, Caitlin Clark was number 1 overall. She was wearing Prada. Okay, first time Prada had ever dressed a male or a female for a draft before.
No big deal.
So shout out to Caitlin Clark bringing Prada into the sports world.
Good.
Obviously, that's what Caitlin Clark will do.
Yeah.
Immediately upon Caitlin Clark getting drafted to the Fever, I got jacked up because I said, okay, now we can officially tweet. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yep.
Okay, we will see her tomorrow in here, I believe 12:30 Eastern. Caitlin Clark will be joining the program. Cannot wait to chat with her about her mentality, her life, and, the ripple effect that she causes to not only leagues and teams, but cities. Indianapolis is about to benefit from her coming here and getting drafted here, and we're very, very grateful for that. There was a watch party for the draft last night for the Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know, the Las Vegas Aces, back-to-back champions. The New York Liberty have been in the finals. It's a big deal.
Sure.
Fever obviously have been around for a while, have history, but haven't been as great over the last few years. Her teammates losing their mind.
Yeah.
The arena filled up just to announce that she's coming. And Caitlin, we can't wait for you to get to this city. You and Aaliyah Boston are about to be a tag team that's about to knock the Las Vegas Aces off of their dumb mountain they've been living on. Now, we have a lot of friends on the Las Vegas Aces.
Sure.
We've been told numerous times there's a chance the Las Vegas Aces are watching this show right now.
Whoa.
Your time is up. Our time is up.
Bingo.
Sorry about it.
Now, Chicago Sky go with Barboso and Angel Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Last night, Chicago Sky get big underneath, obviously. But the WNBA has a lot of, you know, like we watch college ball and we see Barbosa 6'8" down there, South Carolina, out of Brazil, and it's like, wow, that is obviously a massive force underneath.
House.
And then Angel Reese and her, there's a lot of videos of them banging underneath. You forget Beastu, who's in WNBA.
That's right.
Beastu's in there is a lot in WNBA size. I'm excited for this next generation to come in. Actually got pumped up about the WNBA season, which is starting much sooner than you would imagine with the draft taking place here. And congrats to the W.
Yeah.
On the up and up. And this is what Caitlin, no offense, okay? Love Angel Reese. Sweet dress. With the hood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
looks.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody last night, sweet looks. Paige Buckets, sweet.
Yep. Fantastic.
Kate Martin, Cameron Britt, sweet night for everybody. This is the ratings monster.
Yeah.
Right here. And if she continues to do what she's doing for women's basketball, I think she'll be able to sleep soundly at night knowing that she's getting paid $78,000 next year. 4 years, $333,000 total contract coming into the WNBA. Laughable. And everybody's like, well, she'll make money doing other stuff. It's like, well, how about the amount of money she's about to make for the owners of the WNBA? It's like, well, she's doing good for the sport. It's like, if in the NFL this happened, every media member would be attacking the shit out of the NFL for taking advantage of a talent, for taking advantage of a money machine. But instead, I enjoy the fact that everybody's kind of all in, including Caitlin, like, good for the game. This is good for the game, good for the league. Shout out to her, shout out to the next generation, and shout out to the WNBA 10 years from now being something that'll be even bigger, you know, more profitable, hopefully, and something in my daughter, Mackenzie, who is putting balls in hoops already.
Here we go.
At 11 months. She's a lefty too. So, you know, we got a little
Softball.
wiggle too.
Yep.
It will be something she could aspire to get into and be real profession, making very good money because they're about to sell out arenas everywhere. She sold out her jerseys. I mean, she made up her contract in 22 minutes last night for the Indiana Fever, and she wasn't even in Indianapolis yet. So, good for the game, good for Caitlin, great for Indianapolis, and we're grateful for it.
Yeah, I'm sure the ratings from last night, too, like they were doing the last 2 years. Like last night was the first time they ever sold tickets to the WNBA draft. I think they sold out in 22 minutes. And like you said, like who knows what kind of cut she's getting from like the jersey sales, but I assume those are going for anywhere from like $80 to $100 a pop. Every jersey from extra small to double XL sold out last night immediately. Like it just is crazy. It really seems like there's no ceiling on like what she can do for this league. Like, I mean, you know, people are saying, hey, if she doesn't play well right away, then that's going to be a thing and it's going to kind of, you know, curtail this or whatever. Like, she's already sold out everything next year. Hasn't played once yet. She's selling out all of her jerseys. Like she's kind of already really done like the boon that has like the WNBA is a much bigger deal now than it was. You know,
we're not saying that the basketball level.
No.
Okay.
No.
We understand that the sport, the WNBA basketball level is very high.
Very high.
Very high. Well, we're getting a chance to watch it actually. Now, did my interest get piqued because of what happened last year in March Madness to women's basketball as a whole? Yes.
No
I'm
doubt.
sorry. Sue me. Don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. You watch the WNBA, though. We got,
wiggle.
There is, we got real, it's a good league.
Very good.
Great league.
Yeah.
And, you know, the shit talk that's taking place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From the older generation to the younger generation, like you're going to have to earn it in this entire thing. And the younger generation is like, excuse me, we're bringing the Brinks truck, okay?
Yeah.
We understand you laid the foundation. You made this game great. You guys are great. But also, how about a thank you for everything we're bringing?
Yeah.
Caitlin's going to get everybody's best shot every single night in the WNBA, and I think it's only going to up the level of play throughout the entire.
And like you mentioned, W has had the stars and they've had the talent, but this box office. This is bringing eyeballs, and then what you also need in sports are like the narratives, the personalities, the storylines behind it. All the other sports, NFL, NBA, we all have it. So now that it's coming more so to the forefront with the W, I'm excited about the future for sure.
Yeah, speaking of storylines, it is time to get to why today is called Brock Purdy Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man went from the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, to leading the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl in just 2 years. Out of Iowa State, an absolute legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Purdy. How are you, Brock?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
doing good.
It is an honor to have you on this program. I want to let you know, we're big fans over here. What you have accomplished in such a short time, in the way that you've done it, in the demeanor in which you've handled it all. Hey, we love a good Brock Purdy. We love you, man. We are big fans. I hope you know that and feel the love from over here.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've had family and friends send over clips from you guys, and I appreciate all the love and support, so it means a lot.
Hey, okay, well, we got a nice deer right there across your chest. And I know today's a big day, okay, because a few months back, I think we saw you, taking the tractor another round. But today, we're making this thing official, right? You're officially partnering with John Deere. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir. We're doing a campaign right now. So basically, they've created a chief tractor officer job. It's a real job, and all you got to do is submit a video on the John Deere website to apply. And what it is basically you become the face of John Deere on social media. So real job. If you want it, it's out there. You take videos and do all the behind the scenes work of farmers and the tractors in John Deere. You do the dirty work, so it's a real thing.
CTO's trying to get knee-high by the 4th of July.
That's right.
That could be you. I mean, what a gig. This sounds like a dream for somebody. Numerous people that I know are going to try to get an actual job actually being paid.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a real job and everything. So it's I think it's a year contract, but, dude, you get to go around the whole country and live the life. So
as we know, though, every contract's day-to-day.
That's right.
Every contract's day to day. You got to put your best foot forward every single day and continuing to prove it and earn it. Shout out to you and shout out to John Deere getting it, by the way. Shout out to John Deere.
They always do.
That's awesome. And we're big John Deere fans as well. This is almost we're climaxing as this entire conversation is going. Let's talk about you now and the reason why John Deere wants to partner with you. And we saw you, I think, on First Take last week, and it didn't work because you didn't have any service. You're out in the middle of the field. But I think it was with Toyota or Honda. What was it?
Toyota, yes, sir.
Okay, so Toyota, John Deere, I assume there's going to be others. And this is something that happened with Russell Wilson years back because he was a fourth rounder. So his contract, obviously, nowhere near the same as other people. What you are getting paid, because you're a seventh round pick, Mr. Irrelevant, versus what every other starting quarterback's getting paid, we're happy to see you getting your cash, okay? Happy to see that.
Yeah, bro.
Now, with that being said, why do you think you were able to just kind of drop in there and figure it out? Shanahan's offense is obviously a lot. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. There's number 3 overall picks that couldn't handle that offense. There's other people that haven't been able to handle that offense. You come in here and you're the most efficient, seemingly quarterback that Kyle Shanahan has ever had in the offense. Why do you think that's the case, and why do you two seem to have it down? And why is that offense hum whenever you're in there, you think, Brock?
Man, I mean, it's not all me. I've had really good coaches around me, like Greasy and Kubiak. Those guys, they from day one, they invested their time to teaching me. So that's first. But other than that, man, it's just been it's a grind of studying. It's like another language with this offense, and you can never be too familiar with it. Like, it's always going to be where you have to continue to learn it and grow with it. But I don't know. Shanahan's just been able to break it down to me, and for me, I've learned so much just in football in general, just how he thinks and processes things, and so we've clicked in that regard. And then obviously, I just go out there. I try to keep it simple for how complicated the offense is, and distribute it to the guys that are all around me. I got dudes around me. So put all those things together and you have some success.
Well, the dudes around you, and as you continue to chat here, you do look like a 12-year-old. I mean,
a little bit.
This baby face, this baby face is phenomenal. I look like I'm 50. I have looked like I'm 50 since I'm like 15. You have the opposite thing kind of taken over. As you get older, you're looking younger. But when you talk about the dudes around you, that's kind of been held against you. And have you heard all the noise and all the chatter about how they judge you? And I think our big takeaway is like, not only is he Mr. Irrelevant, so let's not even, that conversation's done, whatever. Greatest Mr. Irrelevant of all time. Not even a question. But you're a rookie handling business. It's like this is a young quarterback doing things, going into big games and operating at a high level. And then second year, you back it up yet again. But you still have a lot of people just burying you on a regular basis. Do you hear that? Do you try to keep it out? How can you in the modern world? And what are your thoughts on how you've been judged since you got into the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing, obviously. It's part of the sport, and I'm not saying, oh, woe is me or anything like that. I mean, it's part of it, man, and people are always going to have a talking point, and that's fine. But for me, man, all I care about is the respect with the guys in the locker room, with the coaches, the staff, the organization, and they see, how I handle business here and how I perform in games and what's on the film rather than just feelings and opinions and emotions. You turn on the film, like there's plays being made. There's a guy that's playing quarterback for what it is, and that's how I look at it. And as long as we're winning games, dude, it really don't matter. Like I keep it simple and we just keep moving the ball forward, and that's how I look at it. But it's part of it. So.
Amen. You're a check down king, but your yards per attempt's like number one in the league or something. So, everything kind of is hypocritical to itself in the middle of the argument. And I'm very happy that you have the mental toughness to kind of just keep forging forward. How do you continue to develop? What do you continue to get better at? Obviously, you have this keyhole accuracy. I mean, you pull.
Yeah.
Now, Ty Schmidt, who asked you a question in a matter of moments, said you can never beat Iowa, but that's neither here nor there. As soon as you get it, that's what he'll say. I'm just telling you you can prepare for that. I know you're a big prepared guy. It's coming. It's coming right down the pipe there. But you put the ball right in the keyhole. Whenever you have to make an audible or read a defense, you do it. You throw the ball deep. You throw the ball short. Ayuk right there on the money. Let's follow the Niners again on Instagram maybe. But through all of it, what do you continue to work at to get better? And what does this offseason look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's an evolution, just with your body in the NFL. I mean, there's obviously continue to work on my arm and just mobility with my body in itself, and maybe just get a little bit more agile with speed and all that. But physically, there's always going to be more room for improvement. And so that's where I'm attacking this offseason. And then just the playbook, like I said, man, it's something that you got to continue to study and work at and to get better with how Kyle sees the game, man. If you're on point with who's calling the plays and why he's calling them, then I feel like, our relationship can continue to grow, and then we can really be a dominant force in this league. So that's where I'm at. You can never get comfortable in this league. You'll get exposed real quick. And so it's always, finding that chip on your shoulder and continue to push. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Niners faithful is going to be pumped to hear that, obviously. Everything you've done since you've gotten the job as a starting quarterback for the Niners has just been like, that's what we're looking for. As a young buck, especially one that doesn't have a lot of money, I think you have money. You're paid very well. I get it. But I think you're splitting roommate. You have a roommate, splitting lease and everything like that. As this young guy, has it been tough in that locker room full of dudes as a quarterback to be the leader? Because a quarterback, you're immediately put in a leadership role. You're the one that has to tell the plays. You're the one that has to get on people's ass. We saw you get a little fiery. I think George Kittle even told us, I saw Brock, get after a couple people, and George was like, I need to see that. That is what I need to see. Has it been difficult to be a guy that just wants to make team, guy that's not been really handed anything, and then all of a sudden it's hey, we need you to be a leader of adults here. Not just adults, some of the highest paid guys at almost every single position. Has that been an easy transition for you, and how do you handle all of that?
I mean, since I got here day one, it's been about, how can I, show these guys that I can play and earn their respect and not come in with a puffed out chest saying I'm the guy, follow me. It's been a process. It was obviously came in as a third guy, then the backup, and then starter. So, but how I've handled my process hasn't changed, and I think the guys respect that, and I'm a guy that wants to help serve this team and help win at all costs. before, even when I was back up all the way till now as a starter, it's been the same thing. So they know that, they feel it, and so once I got thrown into the role, man, they've gotten behind me and we're like, all right, this kid wants to win and he's capable of leading us. So it sort of was about like the way I carried myself rather than all the rah stuff. So, but yeah, it's different because I was the last draft pick to obviously now we're leading this team and you got so many veterans like Fred Warner, George Kittle, Juice, all these guys that have been here for a while, and now all of a sudden, like, I got to, like, go in the huddle and lead them and tell them what to do kind of thing. And so, but they've been great with it, man. They've got behind me, and I got, just some dudes that they want to win, and so do I. And that's the ultimate goal. So in that regard, they've made it easy for me.
Do you feel like when Bosa came up to you, he's like, how you do it? Like, I'm the number 1 overall pick, and, like, I get nervous. And, how do you... Have you always been just stone cold killer? Legit. In those massive games, you play your best football. Has this been your entire life? Do you think like you're just built differently? Do you look back in a moment, like maybe when you were a kid playing like youth baseball where they're throwing way too much?
Way too much.
Pitchers are throwing way too many pitches at the young age. Jeff Passan wrote a book on it.
He did.
Okay, it's ruining elbows in the MLB. But anyway, is there any moment where you look back where you've always had like kind of this stone cold killer mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Growing up and stuff, there's been moments in Little League and high school where, there were some big plays that I made in moments, but obviously there's been plays that don't go my way. So it's, do you get too high with it? Do you get too low with it? It's a game, it's 4 quarters. And so for me, it's been about, and it's a long season too. So it's been about, dude, how can I continue to get better? How can I enjoy the little wins and learn from the losses? But guys feed that, they feel it. And obviously, like in that moment, Bosa was just like, dude, what, like, how the heck do you do it? But,
an alien, bro. Like, what's going on? Because I get nervous, and he's a specimen. That's a jungle cat.
Yeah,
that dude's a jungle cat.
Dude, different. Day one, I got here my rookie year, and everyone's like, bro, just wait till you see Bosa come in and report. And I'm like, all right. He came walking in, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen someone that big.
Never seen a human built like that. Yeah, like my first day in the building, I saw Robert Mathis, shirtless, headphones in, jumping rope, and he like didn't break a skip for like 15 minutes straight. I'm like, what's wrong with that? Hey, I'm in the same team as that guy. I don't know if that's necessarily the right moves in this all. Ty Schmidt has a question for you, Brock.
Yeah, Brock, Pat mentioned it. I'm an Iowa grad, so, it pains me. I mean, listen, it's really cool seeing what you've done with the Niners, but it does pain me a little bit knowing that you were never able to beat Iowa. And, people are always going to bring that up. They're always going to talk about that. No matter how many Super Bowls you win, no matter what you do, people are kind of always going to point to that and say, hey, this guy could never beat Iowa. But
Brock, I don't think that's true.
I'm just saying.
I don't think they're going to bring that up.
I'm just saying, I definitely will. So while I love gassing you up and watching you play, I will always be talking about that. But that's neither here nor there. I am curious, though, playing all those games at Iowa State, like now with the draft, a lot of people are talking about how if you're not one of those, top 10 guys, how important it is that you play all those games as opposed to some of these guys who are getting drafted high and they might need a year or two to kind of develop before they're actually ready to play. Because you started so much, like how much do you attribute that to your success and being able to, like when you were called upon that first year, just jumping right into things and no moment was too big and you were kind of just ready to go right away?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Just the reps that you get, the defenses that you see, just all of it, the moments that you're in from the beginning of a game to the end or a 2-minute drill, all that stuff, man. I think it's crucial just in terms of development. Seeing the defense and being able to handle the pressures of, success during a year, the losses, all of it, man. There's so much that goes into playing this position at quarterback. And so, when I got thrusted in the role, like, yes, we're in the NFL, it's on another level, and I'm not taking anything away from that. It's legit and it's real. But I sort of sunk back into, all right, dude, I played 4 years of legit Power 5 football, and, I faced a lot of things, and I could go back to those experiences and be ready for, big games and stuff in the NFL as well. But I think it's huge for development, man. You see guys like leaving early and stuff, and I'm not taking that away from them, but guys that see a lot of football and play and develop, I think can translate to the NFL and be ready to play quicker. So
don't you think it helps immensely whenever you have like a bad couple weeks too, like getting out of a drought, like having enough self-belief that you can get out of it? Because last year, Debo out, Trent out, right?
Yep.
Cleveland, and then that was when they started killing you. Like, yep, this is what we thought Brock was. This is what all the scouts were saying that Brock was. But then all of a sudden you flip a switch on the other side of it. It's like, that doesn't define me. Just because I had a couple weeks where I wasn't necessarily throwing the ball as perfect as I had, I'm going to be able to bounce back. Do you think that's because of how much football you played in the past?
100%, man. If everything's going perfect, from college to the NFL, you're winning all these games, man. Like I think it's easier to, get away with some things. But dude, if you go through stuff and you have some adversity in your life and then you face that 3-game losing streak that we had or whatever, like that's when the real person of you comes out and people really see you for who you are. So I think it's crucial, man, to go through some adversity and be able to rely and go back to that down the road, and I don't know, man, it just shapes you. It helps you no matter what people say.
Shout out to the Hawkeyes, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Faced a lot of adversity, I would say.
That's right. I didn't even think about that until we kind of pieced it together.
Bingo. You're welcome. You're welcome, Brock.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, I'll pray for you Hawkeyes, man.
Get on that John Deere and pray to the heavens that the Hawkeyes can get a first down maybe next year. That'd be great. Tone has a question for you, Brock.
Yeah, Brock, I don't think your athleticism is talked about enough.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not sure if you know, but you have the same 10-yard split as Christian McCaffrey.
Whoa.
Okay? He plays on your team. Not sure if you know him. He's really athletic, so that means you're really athletic. And then in that Lions game, you just took over with the feet. Have you thought about throwing for 4,000 and rushing for 1,000 as well this season? Like, why we need to get out of the pocket a little bit more, don't you think?
Yep.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. Scramble drill, all that, I'm all for it. But hopefully Kyle's watching this and we can put in some zone read and have a couple more rounds.
Kyle's not watching this, but we'll certainly try to clip it and send it to the Niners people. I like the thought of Brock Purdy reading the end. Could you? Brock, you got a little wiggle too. We saw it in Detroit. You got a little wiggle. Basketball player or no?
Nah, just baseball.
What position? Pitcher?
Yeah, pitch and play third.
Did you have some nasty shit? Hot
corner.
I was controllable for sure, so I controlled the game.
So, like most NFL quarterbacks, you ask them if they played baseball. I don't want to say they assume they could have went professional as baseball players, but I think a lot of us just assume that they could. Could you have done the baseball route if you would have went that way, you think?
Yeah, I think, not to make a bold claim or anything, but, I think I could have, gone D1 and then make a run at it for the pros. But, after my sophomore year in high school, I was like, all right, I'm playing football. So that's just how it went.
I like that. It's a bold claim. Who cares? It will never be proved.
Yeah. Could have been.
We do it every day. You should see. I make bold claims all the time that would never be able to be proven. It's awesome. It's a pretty sweet little gig, actually. Darius has a question for you, Brock.
Yeah, Brock, you just mentioned kind of that read option, maybe putting a little bit more of that in the offense. You got one of the best combos of the head coach and the GM positions. I know you're only going into your third year, but how much input do you have on that offense with Kyle throughout the week? And then in the offseason, maybe any input with the roster with John Lynch? I know you are young. Top receiver, one of the most coveted receivers right now with Ayuk. Obviously some things going on. So any input there on those regards to the offense and obviously the roster?
Yeah, to answer your first question, just, as I've played more and more, that he asked me, like what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not. But, man, at the same time, I'm still learning. And so he just comes to me, obviously puts in the offense through the week, and I'm all for it, and I'm all ears, and I'm learning. But then I'm like, all right, like I'm not really comfortable with this. Let's not run it. Let's run more of this. So he listens for sure, which is awesome. And then in terms of like the roster input and stuff, man, if you just look at the history of Lynch and Kyle and Jed York, everybody, they've done a great job with putting the right roster together and having success and making runs at Super Bowls. So for me, that's above my pay grade, but I trust in what they do. And obviously, like just with this whole Ayuk thing, man, it's I was just grateful that I was able to throw to him and be a teammate with BA. So I love him and I want the best for him. But like I said, it's out of my pay grade for the business side of things.
Well, not if we put the John Deere contract in there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if we put the John Deere money in there, then the pay grade all of a sudden a little bit different.
Yeah, right.
All of a sudden we're at a different ladder, aren't we?
Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
Add that in
They
there.
had terrible phone service, though. He didn't even get 2 words out.
No.
Skims. I think he's doing skims too.
What? You're a skin?
No way.
Oh, no. That's Bosa, dude.
Huh?
That's Bosa.
That's smart not
Skims?
to do that. Yeah, if Bosa's doing that, it's smart not to get in that game.
probably.
In the same locker room, because we're already talking about that entire thing. I do appreciate, though, that, you're like, hey, I'm still very young trying to learn this. I have to be a leader. That's a lot of delicate balances, politically, behind the scenes, in the locker room. Got to make sure everybody has balls, because you talk about all the weapons you have. Got to make sure everybody's happy and keep them happy and everything like that. You're doing a fantastic job. That's why, like, legit, anybody saying anything negative has no idea the job that you have to do. I will say, though, do you think watching Jimmy work for a little bit, you got to see like a veteran quarterback behind the scenes, in the locker room, in the meeting room, maybe telling Kyle, I don't like this play. Do you think that was a benefit to your entire thing, watching Jimmy work?
100%, man. Just obviously the preparation that goes into this offense and seeing, Jimmy, the way he handled it, and, going out on the field and not trying to win every single play, but, make the right play over and over again. And then his fundamentals, all of it, man. The good and the bad that comes from playing this position at this organization with the history that the Niners have had at quarterback. So just seeing it firsthand and how Jimmy handled all of it, man, was huge for me. So, and then obviously I didn't get my opportunity until week 13. So I had a whole season really to see how he handled it. So I'm very thankful and grateful for Jimmy.
George Kittle's happy that you got dropped in there too. Remember, it was as soon as he got.
Oh yeah.
We're in Seattle. I think I saw the Seattle game in Seattle. George had 2 tuds. I think he had one, like the first drive. He went down there and went crazy. It was like your connection with him was immediate. What an electrifying human being George Kittle is. How good does it feel to have that psychopath on your side? Legit.
No, dude, he does such a good job with just obviously reminding all of us that, dude, we're playing a game, man. We love this game, and he's like a kid still, but I love it. And playing tight end, dude, I think is probably the second most, intense position just behind the quarterback. Like, they have to know everything, the run game, the pass game. They got to make catches. They got to make blocks. And George brings all that to the table, and he's the best in the league at it. And so, and then obviously he's a psycho when you get him the ball and he scores touchdowns and in interviews. But that's who he is, man. We love him.
Yeah, I forget. I asked him. I was like, "Wasn't that game where you caught a ball, ran through a guy?" I do it every game. Hey, you're right, George. You're right. I was wishing George would get into the ring at WrestleMania. His vibes are always immaculate. I could imagine that day to day he lifts them. Connor has a question about the season we're in right now.
Yeah, Brock, obviously right now, it's combine and draft season rather, and as pick 262 and a Pro Bowler, you know that everything that's being talked about is 100% true, and all the players that they're projecting are going to be exactly how well they are depending on where they're drafted. But when you're going through, the draft process and you're hearing things being said about you, how do you kind of stay locked in? And did you do anything specific to kind of block all that stuff out? And for the kids doing it now, is there anything that you would tell them, like, hey, if you do go 262, it's not the end of the world. There is hope on the other side of that draft pick?
Yeah, only like 1 or 2 guys in the history. But yeah, there is hope. There is hope for sure, Brock, for sure.
Yeah, I think, for me, I always knew, like, dude, wherever I go, no matter how I get there, like, that's all that matters, like, what I do when I get there. And so I kept that in mind. Ryan Fitzpatrick told me that, before the day three started of the draft. And that was so true, though, man. Like, it didn't matter how I got there. And the minute I got here, it was all about, all right, dude, how can I, find an edge? How can I continue to learn this playbook? How can I compete and show these guys here that I belong? And all the talk of should he get drafted here, like, none of that matters, man. What matters is when you get here and you make the team and you win games. And that's how I've looked at it, even before I got drafted, and that's how I still look at it. So.
Yeah, once you get in the building, you have an opportunity. Now, there's certainly a head start if you're drafted early. You get a bank account, the house, the car, the setup, But none of them are driving John Deeres to work. That's right. It's a little different down there at 262. I think I saw a video, probably the commercial shoot for John Deere that you're definitely, unless you're just driving around a fucking tractor around San Francisco. You saved a reporter. A coyote was coming during a John Deere shoot. A coyote started tracking down a local CBS reporter and her dog. in Brock Purdy's screen. Yeah, here's the video right here. Sorry, it's a photo. They spell your name wrong on the right corner. Prudy's new gig. Don't love that. Don't love that. Back on his tractor, but this lady right here, I watched this video this morning. She said, I just happened upon Brock Purdy and a couple offensive linemen and John Deere tractors in the middle of San Francisco. And then funny story, I was walking my dog away and I hear Brock Purdy yell, "Coyote!" I turn around, biggest coyote I ever seen was stalking me and my dog or whatever. You saved a life, you saved a dog, you shot a John Deere tractor commercial in San Francisco, you're pick 262, leading a team to the Super Bowl in your second year. You're a magic man, Brock. Keep going, brother. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I can't believe that was a real thing, but yeah, she walked by and then sure enough, she said she's a news anchor, and I was like, dude, I just saved a news anchor's life from getting eaten by a coyote, but it's real, man. I can confirm it. So
she said that coyote was like the biggest. She said like big ass. I didn't know San Francisco had coyote. What the hell's going on over there?
I didn't either, dude. We're shooting this commercial by a hill on the outside of the city, and I see this thing, trotting by, and it had a long tail. I was like, bro, it looks like a mini wolf. And sure enough, no one was gonna scream, and I was like, all right. And so I screamed, and I was like, yo, there's a coyote, and that thing went running off. But yeah, it could have been an ugly day on the shoot, but we saved her.
Hey, that's Brock Purdy football.
That's right.
That's Brock Purdy football out there. Purdy. Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. Enjoy OTAs and congrats on the John Deere deal. Let's find a CTO.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Let's find it. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the love and support too.
Hey, here's him getting into his tractor.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, hey, you're dressed. You look like every time you put something on to go to the game or just walk about life, everybody's going to be like, look at this basic ass accountant about to go for 300 yards against your beef. You know that? You know that, Brock?
Yeah. No, it's a thing, but I love it, dude. It's a good little mantra.
Look how cool you look, just walking in and out of like some professor's class, just walking into a stadium, about to hang 400 yards on your team, and I'm going to walk out of here and hop in my John Deere tractor.
Amen.
We appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Purdy. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, bro.
I love that man.
Yeah. What a beast.
He's so young.
So cool.
They were judging him against like Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
That means you're doing something good.
Yeah.
That means you're doing something good whenever they're doing that. But it's like, I don't think people have been very fair to Brock Purdy.
No.
And I think it's because expectations of Brock Purdy, because scouts and, Mel Kipers of the world,
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't have him highly. So everybody's trying to prove that entire process right during this draft. And Brock Purdy's like, just get me in the building. I'll do my thing. What a perfect match for this offense. And what a start to an NFL career for this guy.
He has been awesome. Everything you want from a quarterback on the field, off the field, he's been perfect. To your point, the expectations, getting drafted. He was drafted where Trey Lance was drafted. He would have a completely different narrative.
MVP.
Around. For sure. So for him, I just want him to just keep going. I'm sure he will. Basically, talking to him, watching him from a distance, I'm sure he'll keep going and keep getting better.
Not a bad time to check out some highlights of Brock Purdy as we wrap this thing up. Dot to Ayuk. Hey, listen, is Ayuk?
Look out.
Uh-oh.
Is Ayuk? Colts would love to have Ayuk, you know what I mean?
Patriots.
I mean, granted, he and Brock Purdy are a magical pair. There's a lot of, him and George. I saw George at WrestleMania. He's so big, so strong, so cool, so uplifting.
Yeah,
He's very fun, too.
Him and Travis Kelce, right? We talked to Travis Kelce and we're like, hey, are you always good vibes guy? And he's like, always, dude. Like, it's, they say cup half full. Mine's a cup. I'm a fountain of energy, he said. I want to be a fountain of energy. Feels like George Kittle's the same exact way. I think you have to be at that tight end.
Yeah, we had the gimmick going with George all night long, both nights. And then the whole section started getting into it. Obviously, if you weren't there, the 1, 2. Kick out for 3. It was awesome.
Yeah, there was 2 guys dressed as refs last night in Montreal, front row.
Okay.
Good look. Hey, slow counts out of them. Couple 2.
Yeah. Sure.
Up
guy
there.
with George dressed as a ref.
The guy next to him. I don't know if he was with George, but he was invested.
Right behind you.
I enjoy. I saw him a couple times.
Both nights.
I saw him a couple times. I turned around and saw him. You look good, dude.
You got the Cena shirt when Cena threw it out.
I'm going to be completely transparent. WrestleMania weekend kind of just all a blur.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a week ago?
You had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Last week.
Been a few different countries since then, you know what I mean? Last night felt like an international.
Oh, it was.
We were in Europe last night.
Yeah.
completely different. Still driving on the right side of the road, which I did not expect. They might as well just toss that thing on the left.
Agreed.
It was wild out there. Full French, everything. Great time, though. We appreciate them. 15,000 strong in the Bell Center last night. Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Like Dude Wipes. Take 3! And we are in a conference room in a hotel that is the home of the annual league meeting. It is wonderful down here in Florida. Jim Harbaugh was showcasing to me why he doesn't like the hip drop tackle. He was actually wrapping his massive arms around me and then saying, this is what we're trying to get out.
Jim Harbaugh's rules. This is his business card that he gave me.
Jim Harbaugh's rules to live by. You guys are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall.
We'll see.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You did it. When RG3 comes out, you heard it. Yeah. Okay.
I think accuracy, is the #1 trait that NFL quarterbacks need to have.
So Penix.
Ooh, okay.
I think accuracy is the #1
Okay.
trait that
Didn't say no.
Oh! Easy, K. Don't give anything up. Hey, you got a lot of leverage right now.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you guys are taking wide receiver in the first round, is what I'm being told, and everyone.
Hey, congratulations for doing that.
Good class for
Way
it.
to go.
Just the first round?
Whoa.
Got 11 picks.
I thought the most impressive thing about it was a lot of people had the sense that this was going to happen, and not one person uttered it. It was a completely respect-driven thing for Aaron to let him do it the way he needed to and wanted to because he deserved that.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with the offense, but I made sure I had a conversation with Jameis every day, just for myself. It was like self-motivation.
Are you a bobcat or a deer girl?
Boom. Okay. That's good news.
I think I'm like a deer, guys.
1, 2, 3 all locked, do you think?
I don't know that yet.
Ooh.
Who could jump up there? Who could pack it?
Caleb Williams, I agree with it, 1.
Okay.
My guess would be Jaden Daniels at 2. And 3, there has been a lot of Drake May conversation. Here's the thing. These things,
Shafty,
they just change.
Sounds like you know more than what you're leading on right now.
Do I think they'll ultimately stay and make the pick at 3? My guess would be yes.
Fucking thank God. Jesus Christ.
If it's going to cause you that much agita, I'm going to definitely see if I can find out some more stuff that will give you more heart palpitations.
Oh, Shafty!
You don't need to be a prick. I just want a quarterback so I can root for football again.
Feels like that's probably the case. Conman's got a question for you. Man.
Yeah, Shefty, excuse me.
Oh, no.
What? I am so so sorry.
You know what? That's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Can you kick one of those shoes up here?
It says rap sheet. I'll get your kids on there, too. That's pretty sweet.
We went to Venice, and they had an artist draw it on it.
In Italy?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Caboli.
Oh, no. Stop laughing, Gump.
Well, it's a tough chair.
It's a good chair.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Got an ACL.
Schultz, I'm going to be honest. I thought we were out of here, but then I see you over there.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Brock Purdy Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Sports! Oh, wonderful. Sports are the greatest thing on earth, and we get to celebrate that every single day. And I'm lucky to be joined by the Toxic Table, which has 3 wonderful parts today. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, and a red panda that is certainly a joy to see on your chest, Con Man.
Yeah, wonderful. I can't believe it took me this long to wear this shirt. If I knew that during this panda epidemic that we would be talking about it, I would have worn it weeks ago.
Well, it feels like you timed it out perfectly to get to
Truly.
the panda conversation that you want to do, force down our throats in the first hour.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, you said, I forgot. Yeah.
Started with Fox.
People are saying panda's not real. Okay? That's what people are saying. People are saying pandas are not real. He is now, just for people at home that have been keeping up with the panda conversation that took place in the first hour, the internet, a portion of the internet, there's a portion of the internet you can find anything.
Sure,
Certainly say
there
it's
is.
the world. It's a
Anything.
representative of the world. It's a focus
Anything.
group of the world. But there's a portion of the internet that has put together quite a video explaining why pandas are potentially not real. Now, I had not known that this was taking place because my algorithm is awesome. Stays in the sports world. Every once in a while, I'll go on the For You thing, watch somebody die. I need to mute that so the algorithm knows to
change the
keep it
pace.
out of there, and then the algorithm will come back with something terrible. But I don't get to see all of these things. Connor certainly does. His algorithm is birds are fake. Yep, we're going to get your pandas are fake too. That's right down to, as soon as the algorithm saw this, they said, boom, let's get this in front of Connor Campbell.
Yeah.
And they threw it as fast as they could. He is now sending it into the group, so now all of our algorithms are going to have this video. Darius was watching it during the break, and he goes, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Did you know?
Yeah, I did. And I stopped myself about 55 seconds into it and said, damn, been watching it too long. Now it's going to be more shit like this in my algo.
Yeah.
Hopefully I got out soon enough. Probably.
Remember, there's some compelling cases to be made for anything. You know, and do you fact check every word as it's going? No. Because if they're putting together a message clearly, you just buy in, which is part of the problem.
It is.
You know, and I don't want to be the one that has to say it because I don't know enough about the world, and smart people need to figure it out. But we need to, as things are flying out there, compelling arguments can be made for a lot of things.
Hey, it was not community noted, though.
It wasn't community noted. Gentlemen, once you have the veil on
Those aren't. I mean, that's clearly Halloween.
Come on.
That's Halloween for those two. They got to do a spend a day with an actual panda.
See, those ones look more real than all.
Instead of glove.
Some things that don't even deserve to be community noted, and this is one of them.
Guy's got baseball gloves on.
Yeah.
Look, guys, if you don't want the veil to be unraveled in front of your eyes, just say it.
Stay off the internet. Okay, one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs in here. What were the odds we were leading this program the day after Caitlin Clark gets drafted to the Indiana Fever in our city? Going to change the entire business structure of this place. We're having our own show tomorrow. We are incredibly excited. What were the odds that the first 20 minutes of the show were going to be about whether or not pandas, which have been an animal that have been studied for thousands of years.
The 1920s is
okay.
Not thousands. Not thousands.
Okay.
Is that right, Debo?
All right.
thousands.
Okay. All right. So,
thousands.
where, you know, and then they were taken out of all American zoos.
Sure.
You know, because there was no deal made with China because I guess they have ownership over all pandas on Earth.
China, you say?
Well, that's where, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Don, what were the odds that was going to be the first 20 minutes of today's show?
I would have put the favorite as Caitlin Clark, the first thing that we probably would have talked about, but pandas not being real wouldn't have been that far down the list.
I mean, could you imagine
maybe not that specific, but us talking about something that has nothing to do with the sports world, but is kind of interesting. That's kind of us.
That's the program.
It is
Joining us
interesting.
now is a guy who's going to have a thought, you know, and
Probably not a very good one, but.
No, he'll say something stupid like,
this guy doesn't have rocks for brains. Why have you guys been saying that?
No, because he's going to throw gas. He's going to throw gasoline on the fire. Why can't we just admit that pandas are real?
No,
I've admitted it.
I know you have.
Well, then why
I know
can't we
you
watch the video? Why
No,
can't we
don't
watch
hit-
video then?
he probably
Why can't we
talked
watch
to-
video?
Because we don't know it. That is not an actual panda.
Come on.
We know that's not a panda.
I mean, the one in the background doesn't look real either.
No, it does.
He probably talked to a panda yesterday. He'd be like, "Well, I
This is
don't
what
know."
we're learning. This is what we're learning. Okay, maybe these pandas are dumb. Okay, maybe these
They're not.
Maybe these zoologists have to dress up like pandas, so these pandas will maybe drink or eat something. They have little trust issues. They need to see something that looks like them. So humans have been dressing up like these pandas, so that these things will eat food, not starve, not die, and they poop in the right place at every zoo.
Exactly.
Okay, now we've taken it too far. The humans in the panda costumes aren't all the pandas.
No.
There's actual pandas out there.
Well, see, look at that. Is that a panda? I mean, I guess
Hey, somebody painted an alligator.
if we're just calling
That's
anything,
not a panda.
Come on.
we're just calling anything
That's
panda
animal
these
cruelty.
days,
I am so sick
I
of
guess
it.
that one is too.
Real or fake on the lower left corner.
Yeah. Also, first of all, if you paint an alligator or a crocodile, they die. So this is not cool.
That does seem to be a
It
problem.
is
Is that
dead.
true?
Yes, it is true. They breathe out of their skin. This is not cool. This is legitimately against the law.
Yeah, that's not a panda. That's on
fake.
your side.
No, that's fake. See, that's fake. And look at that. Look at all that information I knew about crocodiles and alligators. You don't think I have a little information about pandas?
Oh, yeah, that definitely makes sense. That certainly is the thing. Joining us now is a college football national champion, Panda expert, also a Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, a man who has a tree on the Ohio State campus. Because he's a Hall of Famer. That's right. AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
AJ, the show has gone off the rails today. Started with customs 4 a.m. Now it's into pandas and animal cruelty, what we just saw with crocodiles. So things are going great. How's your day? AJ, how are you doing?
My day is going very well. Brock Purdy was awesome, and honestly, I might be on con man's side. I don't know. You guys keep popping up these images. I'm not sure anymore. I'm really not.
You watched the video? Did you watch the video, brother?
I haven't even seen the video yet. I'm not even swayed by that. These still images are kind of like what's going on here?
Thank you. What's going on over there?
Is this like a new? Is this what?
First off, Connor didn't have a side in the first hour. He said, "No, I'm just presenting what the internet's talking about." Now he clearly has a side.
No, which I did, and now that we have shown all these examples of clearly pandas that are fake, I mean, look at that one in the middle, down below. Look at that one down below in the middle. That is not a panda, brother.
All right, let's move on. This is absurd. I would like to let the world know that the little thing we say at the beginning of every single hour, the opinions of those on the show do not necessarily reflect that of their peers.
Yes.
This whole thing right here. This is a perfect example of that.
Yep.
Okay? Because I love pandas.
Me too. I love pandas.
I've heard they're really cool.
Do your own research, brother.
Exactly. I just gathered
pretty mean, I
information.
thought.
Huh?
I thought they're pretty ruthless.
Yeah, right.
They're
That's why
pretty
I'm sitting
mean.
around, house and bamboo, chilling out of
Kebab.
things.
Kebab. You try to feed them, they'll gnaw your fingers.
No, they
off.
won't.
No, if they're hungry, yeah. I mean, why are you putting your fingers in their mouth? It's a bear. It's a panda bear. You don't put your fingers in the mouth of if it's a baby. Every once in a while, maybe give a little bite. A dog, maybe a little bit of a bite. Like Nick's dog Walt, he literally used to walk up to you and saying hello was just gnawing on your full forearm like he was a canine dog chasing you down after you did something bad.
Cool.
That is how that dog. But you don't put your hand in the mouth of a bear, any bear, panda bear, koala bear, whatever the bear. You keep your hand out of there. So we're not even getting into this discussion. Okay. I believe in pandas.
Yeah.
So do I.
Panda shoes are awesome. Set?
No, I was putting my hand up for believing in pandas.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we've got to this
But
point. It's
koalas are real, though?
2024. Yeah. These are this is what they talk, the Idiocracy or whatever. Do you remember that whole?
Oh, yeah, the movie?
They're talking about right now.
Yep.
This show. Right now. Put up that picture you've been showing of the pandas that Zito has found. Think about somebody that's never watched this show.
Yeah. Their whole life just changed because they don't know if pandas are real now. That's
because of this situation.
I feel really bad for the real one in the back.
I feel bad about the dead alligator we put up there.
Yeah,
No, that was fake. That was fake. That wasn't real. That was fake.
I think it was crocodile too.
Sorry,
Skinnier
fake?
snot.
Sure.
Skinnier snot.
Salt water.
And look, I just gather information. I don't process it. I just gather it and then I say it. I don't.
No, but you say information as if it's accurate. Well, you gather things.
Yeah. But I also open up discussions. And what is this world? What is this country without discussions? Okay. Boom. Okay, what is that? And what did AJ had one thing what he thought pandas were? You guys had a completely other thing. Do either of you know? No. So
I do know, yeah.
I got pretty good.
We know. Is a bear.
Well, absolutely. But do we know if they're nice or mean? No, we don't. They might be mean. They might be nice.
I think situations are situational.
Exactly.
Depending upon how hungry they are.
Yeah. You got to have that dialogue, though, to grow, brother.
Do they have enough eucalyptus or bamboo?
Let's talk about sports.
It's trying to grow.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Nobody gives us credit for that ever.
No.
Nope.
This is real journalism.
You're right.
Dialogue is what it's all about.
Why has everything got to be fake?
True.
Yeah, that's the whole word.
I agree.
Ask your
is
friend.
everything
Ask your
fake?
friend.
Yeah, ask your friend.
Are you real, Connor?
Ask your
I think
friend,
Connor's
AJ.
fake.
Ask your friend, AJ.
Who's my friend?
Caterpillar butterfly. man.
What day is it? What day is it today? Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Not a bad day for this discussion.
Yeah.
You tell me, AJ.
Huh?
I don't know. I'm honestly in the dark on this. Who are we talking about?
Your caterpillar buddy.
The guy that does Haya.
What about it? That's a beautiful
It's
little
not.
video I saw of him talking about caterpillars and butterflies.
Aaron's just living. Year 20.
Yeah.
Love it.
Whenever he posted year 20 or whatever, that is so long being an NFL quarterback. So long. Obviously, Tom Brady played a long time. People play a long time. Only a few, because you got to be incredible to play that long, or your ass is going to get fired, especially if you're getting paid a lot of money. Cap casualty, older. older, more expensive is a very good recipe for cut and out of the league. Yep. That is how this whole thing goes. Yeah. So for him to be entering year 20 right now, seemingly more comfortable and free with who he is than ever before, I think Jets fans should be optimistic. Is that how you're feeling?
Yeah, I would feel optimistic about it if I was a Jets fan. I mean, I am a Jets fan because of Aaron and other people they have there. But
Mangold.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Nick's an absolute legend there. But I don't know when he shifted or when he felt more comfortable, I guess, being himself publicly. But we know right now he feels very, very comfortable. He's not hiding behind anything. He's not scared. So whether people like what he's saying or not, I think it bodes well on the field because the dude is open. He's free. He's very open about relationships he wants to make with teammates and coaches. So it's all positive.
I think so too. I think that's a good takeaway. He's this dude is very comfortable with who he is right now.
Yeah.
Very, very comfortable with who he is, his thoughts. Not saying that he ever wasn't before, but I think it is being on display here very publicly.
You're not really rewarded for that as a professional athlete, I guess, to be completely open with all of this stuff.
Well, I mean, certainly some of the things. There's going to be a lot of impassioned feelings on some sides. We've seen. Now, who's right? Now, both sides. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, is that how it's going to be forever? All right, sweet. Happy to be a part of that. But with how confident he is, and comfortable he is, and after hearing everything last year, a lot of shit was being talked about him. He heard it all. He wanted to come back early. He wasn't able to do it because the Jets weren't still in it. He had that September 11th moment. It's like, Hooga House.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and do it this year. Everything was supposed to happen last year. Oh, you forgot. We're going to do it again. And I'm wearing this hat every single time I'm anywhere ever.
I think when we first...
What does that Hooga mean? What does it mean again?
Good vibes, right?
Yeah, good vibes house. That's actually what I thought as well.
Yeah, I used to say what it meant.
Mm-hmm. Cherish the little things.
Something like that.
Yeah, Bruce wears his hat every day, so he would know.
Well, Hooga, dude.
Lost man.
What is it, Swedish?
Jake Ryan started
Danish concept.
Danish.
Okay.
Who started it?
Jake Ryan, old linebacker in Green Bay. He started it, I believe. It's his thing.
Wow. I see him on a lot of people. I think Shane Gillis had a hookah hat on.
Mm-hmm. When he met Steph Curry,
Yeah. I think there's been that hookah house is everywhere.
It was in the gift box at Aaron's birthday.
It was.
My wife helped put them together.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it was. I got one of those.
I do have.
You did.
Sure.
You did.
Oh yeah.
That and a candle with your birthday on it.
I'm guessing that's
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Smell great.
I'm so good at that.
Yeah.
Just as soon as I get something, I'm like, thank you so much for this. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna utilize it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Always.
That
Files
stack
coming
of
back.
boxes.
It looks a lot better than it did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, everybody's so nice to send stuff and give stuff, but then I feel bad. So that thing's starting to stack up. That's last week.
Yep.
One of my favorite parts of March Madness this year was actually opening all those boxes as a
People
group.
are so nice.
One of the
They
best
send us
day of the year.
People send us so
Hey,
much
Pat,
stuff.
Jake the Snake Plumber sent you some of his mushrooms, not psilocybin mushrooms, but his whole mushroom situation somewhere there. I'm sure you have it.
Oh, is it a drink?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of everything. He's deep into that world. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
He grows them, everything.
What's up with your friends,
well,
man?
just
Someone tossed them.
there's a chance that those mushrooms are back in dumpster. There's
Manure?
a chance. There's a chance.
They'll be back. Okay.
Tell them we need to set another one.
I believe there was mold on it.
Those ones?
Need it to be better marked, though. Like, hey,
This is Jake the
all
Snake.
these boxes look the exact same.
They do.
I have no idea what's potentially under there. I get scared to open them. I'm like, all right, this could be something awesome from somebody very cool. This could also lead me into a conversation I don't want to have. You know,
sure.
Like, there is a lot of responsibility coming with this. And then there's a full-on thank you tour that has to happen because how cool some of the shit that comes. So I've just decided to go hands off with it. But I got to get over that. I got to start opening these boxes because I just found out I have a Hooga hat somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody
one too.
Everybody's wearing it.
I'm sure it'll show up.
I was going to say, that's from December. That thing's long gone. But like the mushrooms, you're paying it forward. The raccoons, they'll go through the dumpster and have a tasty little treat that they probably weren't going to be able to enjoy.
Balls all over the
These
church.
Canadian geese need to get the hell back to Canada.
Yeah.
How come I go up to Montreal, I don't see any of those bastards?
That's a good question.
They're shitting all over the West Coast, brother.
Well, the West Coast ain't America. Why'd you guys create
people
this?
shoot them?
I mean, they used to ruin our soccer pitches, brother. Every Saturday you show up.
Why are they the way they are? I don't know. I don't think you can
they're Canadian.
shoot geese. I don't think
Take
you
it
can,
easy, Tony.
I don't think you can do that.
What?
I don't think you're allowed.
I think
to
They
just
scare them
open
away with
fire.
dogs
You
and stuff
can't.
at golf courses. You can do that.
You're allowed to do it to Coyote. Coyote like open game
On site.
all year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Not that action.
Yeah, I don't think you're not allowed to use a rifle in Indiana. Or
Use a baseball bat? What are you supposed to use?
Calls for it.
I think like a 22 or something. I think I think there's regulations. Maybe a crossbow.
Yeah,
According to the
samurai sword.
U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, you can't, but I think you can still.
No, certainly not. The Migratory Bird Treaty Act. I don't even want to hear it, Connor.
Oh, the MBTA.
We're not even getting into this.
I didn't know the MBTA.
Ostensibly protects Canada geese, making it illegal to harm them, their eggs, or their nests. How come these bastards are allowed to just do whatever they want? I don't like that.
Yeah, whose Earth is it? Damn it!
Well, now I know they walk around like they own the place.
They're so mean too. They're the meanest animal
hiss.
out there.
Yeah, they have a daily meeting. Remember, we got Act Migratory. We can just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
You see that word? It's big. People don't know what it means.
You're
Like
right.
a cock of the walk out there.
Canada was cool yesterday.
Was it?
It felt like I was in a different world.
Yeah, seeing signs in a different language is actually cool.
And they had the European like bus signs on the side. Like we were in Europe.
Oh, I saw this McDonald's. It was 2 floors. It had like a whole lounge on the second floor as well. Like I think that aspect of Canada at least was sweet.
Yeah, in the 15,000.
Sami Zayn been back walking through the 15,000.
What an entrance, brother.
That was a sweet
Scenes, brother.
People are talking about maybe one of the greatest entrances in the history of Monday Night Raw.
Ever. Yeah. So ever.
It's tough because pay-per-views in the stadiums, they have those big ads.
Yeah.
But in an arena, that has to be.
Far and away, Sammy's greatest moment of his career.
Live shot is Jey Uso went out to the bus after getting a big dub. He happened to see Sammy standing outside the front door and goes, Sammy, what do you do? He goes, just like in 1997 when I saw the Montreal Screwjob live at my first ever live event. And I was inspired to become a professional wrestler because what happened to Bret Hart? I'm walking in the same damn way. Goes through the crowd. Crowd kind of controlled, but not really. I wonder how that worked because I saw a lot of different situations that could lead to bad things.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jey Uso was on his way out, and a guy in a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt was trying to get a selfie with him, and Jey was like, can you please get the hell out of the way? A little bit of a push. I think everybody knows the deal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're jacking up Sammy. You know, this thing, 2 minutes long, him taking a lap around this arena, and they didn't stop for the entire thing.
Awesome.
It was awesome last night.
Good for him.
And then he beats Chad Gable, U.S. Olympian, and then while he's hugging his wife, Khadijah,
Come on.
in their hometown, they are les habitants of the city of Montreal. Belly to back suplex on his side, and he breaks his ankle up on
went to work.
Messed up.
I don't like it.
Scumbag.
Gable's kind of a psycho.
Right in front of his wife, in front of his friends.
Like, dude, this guy's got kids. This is his city.
What are you shrugging about, Ty?
You know what?
Somewhere.
Sometimes you got to teach someone a lesson. All right.
What?
Could have done it in a ring.
Yeah.
Well, he could have, but you know what? It sends more of a message if after you win and you're celebrating with your family, okay, I'm going to embarrass you in front of your family and all these people, all your countrymen, and I'm going to make you remember next time you step in the squared circle with me, you're going to be shitting your trousers. And Sammy will be.
Well, he's got those big pants. He could poop in there.
He could.
Yeah, Chad Gable wears that tight onesie.
Yeah. Singlet.
He might have a singlet, obviously.
It's a tight onesie.
It is.
He's got 0.02% body.
He's jock. He is jock.
He is absolutely
super jock. And he can speak very well, too. Like, he's awesome.
So tan, so jacked. His resume is a U.S. Olympian.
Legit.
Yeah.
It's like I thought last night potentially.
I know.
Cody better watch
There was
out.
a couple moments where it was.
Yeah.
And then the two.
Yeah.
Can you pass along a message
To who?
Cody Rhodes?
The American Nightmare?
Yeah.
Your Universal Champion?
Why does he
Your
not have the
Universal
marks?
Champion.
Why does he not have his cereal yet?
What's that?
Cody O's. Cody O's. Yeah. We're eating Cody O's. Yeah.
Wow.
When did that start? How'd that happen? What happened right there?
What's happening?
The Marks.
Is that a pitch?
That's the Marks champion, brother.
Yeah, bingo.
That's the Marks champion. Bring
is that
back
original thought
the
by
tribal chief.
Oh, what are you talking about? We're in a Cody Rhodes new era.
Yeah.
Well, no, like the last week we were singing Cody Rhodes, his theme song a lot, his entrance song a lot. And if you just change Rhodes to O's, you got a cereal, and we could push that shit all over the place.
Tone's been trying to eat Cody's O's for quite some time.
Feels like it feels like since last Friday.
Yeah, truly.
Yep.
What body part would that be?
You
tell me.
us. Yeah.
What do you want? What party part
Anyways,
looks
hey,
like an O, huh?
Tony's not the only one. You should every arena we go into. That whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great
I
man
mean,
is
Montreal, as he's leaving last night, completely dark. There's no music playing. Sing the entire thing all the way to the whoa.
Yeah, he's super over. That's our champion right there.
Well-
I wonder what he's going to do. Is he on Raw or is he on SmackDown?
Hopefully gets a cereal.
Oh, that guy shows up all night, unlike
What's that,
other
AJ?
champions.
Hopefully gets a cereal pretty soon.
Yeah.
We've all been waiting for that.
I mean, business could be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Business
Everyone,
could be
hey, do you eat breakfast?
kind of not really anymore. It's an interesting little thing. I am a cereal guy, though. I am all in on cereal. Have cereal over the weekend. So good. Like, house always stocked with cereal.
What's your go-to?
Right now, it's Honey Bunches of Oats, I think.
Oh, so good.
Because it feels like I'm eating something healthy. But
Clusters?
Yeah, a little texture in there. Makes me feel... Honey Nut Cheerios, obviously.
With nanas?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And every time I cut it, I feel like I'm Gordon Ramsay.
That's where I'm at right now. That's my go-to right now.
Yeah, it's so, and it tells you you're making your heart better. They even have heart-shaped Honey Nut Cheerios.
They do.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, it's a good treat.
Put it on your spoon. You're like, oh, I love you too. And then you put it down.
There's a nana in there.
It's really nice.
Cereal's gross.
I'm not. You're a pig.
Gross.
Shut up.
I've never had a bowl of cereal in my whole life.
And it's gross. I've never had one. but
I've
it's
tried
gross.
it. I've tried it. I've had spoons.
This is your Panda King?
Who are you talking to?
I'm not Panda King. I'm a knower of Panda knowledge. There is a big difference.
Yeah, but you just outed yourself as a doofus for not being a cereal guy.
Well.
Cereal people know cereal people, and cereal people respect people that aren't cereal people.
I understand. I'm just.
It's a
look,
meal in a
I'm
box.
an open book.
It is,
I'm just
yeah.
telling you how I
It's
feel.
a meal in a box. So
Yeah.
good. CTC, you're telling me you don't like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
No, I don't like any of it.
Cocoa Puffs?
Never did as a kid?
Yeah, what'd you eat growing up?
Waffles
How's
and
this work?
pancakes, baby. Oh, also, have you ever had
You lived a privileged life,
a
my friend.
pancake in a cup? You ever had these? This is all real. I'm being dead serious. Pancake in a cup. It's like a pancake on the go almost. You kind of just whip it up the night before in fridge, get it in the morning, see you.
I've had white trash nachos, which is Fritos
Sure.
with
Yeah, those
cheese
are
poured
delicious.
into the bag.
Bingo.
Oh, yeah. Walking taco.
With some beef in there.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I've had a little bit of that.
Yeah, Eggos?
Yeah, I understand what Lego Yego is. We're just talking about cereal. How have you not?
Dude, I just hated it.
Frosted
Like
Flakes?
would make
Fruity
me
Pebbles?
sick and gag.
What about Fruity Pebbles?
Dead serious. Just the smell of it, all of it.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who I don't know if he ate any cereal because he says words weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He called an oven an oven one time on this particular program. We have to judge him differently. Now, he did say the city we were headed to last night is one of his favorite cities on earth, and we got to experience it. And boy, les habitants were awesome out there. But we need an awesome conversation about hockey because there's a lot of shit happening right now. Hockey is awesome. It always will be. And right now, there's a lot on the line over the next 2 nights for the NHL playoff picture. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, 13-year NHL vet, I think, PK Subban.
Yeah, PK!
Hey, Wayne. Oh,
What's up, guys? What's going on?
is that for Gordon Bombay or Wayne? Oh,
This is for Wayno, Wayne Train.
Oh, okay.
I actually picked this up at All-Star Weekend. They had a little pop-up for Gret, and they gifted me this beautiful, rare 99 ball cap right here.
rare because not enough people will buy it because they don't want it, or rare because they only make a few?
I think they only make a few, but they could be planning to make some more, so I'm just, I'm giving them a little plug today.
Oh, a little tip of the cap too, Wayne.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
To a legend. To a legend.
Absolutely. The GOAT.
Yeah.
I used to say others were the GOAT, and then somebody put his stats in front of me and said, if we just eliminate this one right here, still better than everybody with 2. It's like, okay, yeah, so that guy's the greatest of all time. And he's doing incredible on the coverage. We're very thankful for him and Biz on Turner. On ESPN, we have big things happening in the NHL. So tonight, Capitals take on Flyers. Pittsburgh Penguins need Flyers to beat the Capitals tonight. Then we also have the Red Wings taking on the Canadians after a massive beating of the Canadians last night. It was a big comeback.
Huge.
Big comeback. We need the Canadians to beat the Wings, and then the Pens have to win tomorrow to make it into the playoffs. I believe that's what's happening in the NHL, but there's so much on the line right now. I know last week you said, or earlier, I think it was last week, you said NHL playoffs are going to be must-watch. It's starting right now, isn't it? Aren't the playoffs starting right now, seemingly, PK?
Playoffs started weeks ago for some of these teams. Detroit, Pittsburgh, Philly, Wash, Long Island. They've been playing playoff hockey for probably the past couple months. When Pittsburgh made the trade for Jake Gensel to go over to Carolina, they knew what was at stake. They knew their playoff hopes. Nobody was counting them in. And they pushed it to this point now where they need a little bit of help. I really feel sorry for Pittsburgh. I felt like they ran out of gas a little bit against Boston. But they need a little bit of luck now to get in. Hey, I'm keeping it real. Listen, if they would have Jake Gensel on the team, I thought that game they could have used him against Boston.
Yeah, and the way you say the word against is certainly something that we will have to address at a different time because what you're talking about is real. 6'4", 6'4". Pens lose at home to the Bruins, which puts them in a bad spot going forward. Now we need the Red Wings to do what the Red Wings have done best over the last 10 years.
Yep. Amen.
Whoa.
Okay? That's what we need out of you.
You should have seen the game last night. It was unbelievable.
Well, I mentioned it to the Canadians fans, whenever I was talking about the Canadians on Monday Night Raw. And then we need the Caps to just, maybe do something for us. Just roll over. Roll over in this entire thing. What are the chances that people rest teams? Like, for instance, if it does work out in the favor of the Pens, tomorrow night they got to beat the Islanders. Islanders have already clinched. Will they rest players because they're already in?
I'm so disappointed right now. I'm so disappointed that Pittsburgh is in this situation. It almost doesn't feel fair for the way Sidney Crosby has played and how close they pulled it. But if we're keeping it real, I don't see Washington losing to Philly right now with the way they're playing. They got great goaltending. Spencer Carberry's done a phenomenal job. They make it into the playoffs. I think he's got to be considered for Coach of the Year. Car bomb, we're calling him. And the way that Ovi's got this team rolling right now with their leadership, they're playing with juice. They're a confident team. They rallied around that Jensen injury. They're a tough team to beat right now. I just don't see Philly beating them. Now, is it possible? Of course. But then you got to go into Montreal, and you hope that Detroit loses to Montreal, which is more possible.
Oh yeah,
I think that's more possible than Philly losing to Washington or beating Washington. So there's some hope, but I'm upset that Pittsburgh's in this situation.
Me too.
Right?
Bump dot. Will the Islanders rest players tomorrow because they've already clinched?
I don't think so, man. I mean, unless somebody's banged up, unless players are banged up playing with injuries. Listen, they want to lock this thing in and just finish the season on the right note. I don't think the Islanders are in any position to be resting guys right now. They gotta be going into the playoffs as a well-oiled machine. And right now, they're the team you don't want to see in the East.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Okay.
Unless you're Pittsburgh.
So I got to keep it real. Well, listen, Crosby's doing his thing. We're not pointing. He's doing his thing. It's everything else. They need a little bit more.
I heard it's this ownership group. What's this ownership group called? Every team they own stinks.
Fenway Sports Group.
What is it?
The Fenway Sports Group.
They also own who?
The Red Sox and Liverpool.
And everything they do sucks, right? That's what everybody says?
They don't like spending money anymore. They run it like a business.
Oh, fucking great.
Don't get me started. Listen to me. I'm just so disappointed. That trade for me, look at what Jake Gensel's doing with Carolina. Carolina now is a contender for the Stanley Cup with Jake Gensel on that team right now. They're a true contender, like in every facet of it.
Why'd they get rid of him?
So he almost rounded that team out. Pittsburgh, the only player they're missing right now, Jake Gensel. They need offense up front. Crosby needs some help. Yes, Matt Ross bringing it. And Bunting's done a great job. I'm not even taking anything away from the kid, but you can't replace guys like Jake Gensel. At 29 years old, a 30-goal scorer, Stanley Cup experience, you need him for those last 10 games of the season. I think that the story would be a lot different. And Crosby can't do it all by himself. Boston's first place in the East for a reason. Like, come on, man.
Hell yeah.
You can't.
I hate this ownership.
I'm just disappointed Pittsburgh's in this.
I'm bummed out.
Super bummed out.
Nicky Skates is at home with his brand new baby, child Frankie.
Hell yeah.
But he's probably looking into this ownership group and coming to the same conclusion a lot of people are.
Well, I don't understand why the GM gets paid $7 million a year, $49 million.
Oh, somebody came in there. This is
one round in Toronto, right? So he comes in, and not to take anything away from him, but I'm looking at it. What makes this guy a mastermind to put the Pittsburgh Penguins in the playoff spot? And maybe he will, but we'll be watching that closely because Sidney Crosby doesn't look like he's going anywhere else. And as far as I'm concerned, the way he's playing, he deserves to have a shot at the Stanley Cup every year.
Every year.
I'd have to go somewhere else then.
Lordo deserves to come to Sidney Crosby's house once every other year. That is what it's supposed to be like. Mike with the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That walks around with Lordo.
Yeah. Brendan?
He needs to be hanging out with Sidney more. But instead, we got this ownership group shipping our second best player out of town. I'm done with it. How do we let Fenway Sports Group buy the Pittsburgh Penguins? I have no idea.
Ask your goat. Ask the other GOAT. Ask Lemieux. He's the one that knows.
Well, 66, if he didn't get injured, would have been the GOAT of all time. So let's watch.
Yeah, he had
I said your other GOAT. What did I disrespect him?
Also, like, watch the way you're talking about Super Mario. Just real quick.
But he's the one that put you in this position.
Well, he
Tell him,
saved the
PK.
team, you know, and there was other. You're right, though. I don't know how this was the decision that was made.
It's cap world. I'm not a GM. I understand the cap's got to get managed, but I don't think you're moving a 29-year-old 30-goal scorer out of your team. Whether you're competing, rebuilding, those players don't grow on trees, right? So you got to pay Jake Gensel, but I think he deserved to get paid there. He's got great chemistry with Sidney Crosby. He can work up and down your lineup. He's won a Stanley Cup. He's won multiple cups. He's a winner. This guy competes. He's a gamer. Why wouldn't you want a player like that on your team? Like, and I get it. Michael Bunting brings an element, but he ain't Jake Gensel.
Yeah, we all like what Bunting's been doing. Okay, we all like what Bunting's been
2 goals the other night against the Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, we lost.
Yeah,
nobody will talk about.
It don't matter. He's playing with Sidney Crosby. Put me on Sidney Crosby's line. I haven't played in 2 years. I bet you I'll get a couple goals. Honestly.
You just put the stick on the ice, right? Isn't that what people say?
Oh, yeah. Just have your stick down on the ice. The best player of our generation. I don't care. You put anybody with them, they're going to have success. We're talking about getting into the playoffs. You need Jake Gensel to get into the playoffs.
Well, Jake Gensel played with Sid for so long, so a lot of people did wonder, like, how will it go without him? And then it turns out he's leading the franchise.
Even better.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got Caniacs. He can run wild, brother. I mean, that's... How do we let Boston buy the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Ask Mario. Ask your leader. He's the one that did it to you.
AJ, you have a question for PK about a different team or a different sport, maybe?
I want to talk about the goalies, PK. Which goalie gives their team the best chance to win? I feel like if a guy stands on his head for the playoffs, they find a way, they find something, they get in the zone. Anybody has a chance to win. Secondly, what's that thing you're wearing around your neck? Is that some cool crystal we don't know about?
You got blood in there?
Yeah, this was given to me as a gift. You put some cologne in this, and then when you don't have that set, you just unscrew the top, a little quick dab, bang, bang, and you're back in the mix, right? So
what's the cologne? What's the cologne?
How do you get the cologne in there?
Yeah. Well, I can't give you all the answers to the test, Pat.
Baby funnel?
I can't tell you what my cologne is. Come on.
Yeah, do you inject the cologne from the bottom or from the top? That's a good question.
It's from the top. So this screw, you want me to unscrew it?
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Do it.
A little dab.
I bet people put other stuff in there.
This comes
Wow.
off. Kablam. Just like that.
Oh, it smells so good.
And you're right back in the mix.
How good do you smell? You smell good right now? You smell good?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Lean
I
in.
showered. I got boxing in today. I worked out. I showered. I did it all today.
And you smell magnificent right now. And you can't.
Smell unbelievable. It's a mixture. It's not one cologne. It's a mixture of a couple different.
Hey, you've been in the cologne game a long time. I remember when people were trying to smell certain smells all the time. You used to walk past Abercrombie and Hollister, and you would just get, what is that? Walk through any of the department stores. You got a whole entire cologne area. There was an era where everybody was wearing cologne. The Italians, I'll tell you what, there was
too much.
There was a scene of that time. There was a time. That's still, you're a cologne guy forever?
Well, listen, I'm not one of those guys that you can smell from 3 blocks away. You know what I mean? I apply enough so that I got a little something going on, and then that's it. But I make my own mix. I blend a couple different brands, and that's my own thing.
Nobody can steal yours.
Yeah, it's your scent.
Oh, like that.
Because they say they remember your best memory comes from smell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bingo.
Really?
Yeah. So people are like,
that's what I mean. And girls will smell me. They'll be like, "Hey, dude, what cologne is that?" I'm like, "I'm not giving you the answer so you can go put it on your boyfriend."
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
jeez Louise.
Swing.
Jeez Louise. This guy's out there swinging. Especially if you're keeping the cap off of that vial that you can't.
Well, that's what I mean. It's just right now.
Can't put it back on.
You're 3 blocks away guy right now.
Yeah.
I would assume that is what's happening. If this guy, what if he starts getting high?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
This guy's huffing CK1.
Yeah.
All the time, Calvin, all the shit just coming. Anyways, go ahead, AJ. Let's talk about something different than smells and the Penguins.
What about those goalies? The goalies, PK. I don't know if we got around to the goalie question. Who gives their team the best chance? The teams that are in the playoffs right now.
Well, you got in the East, you got Bobrovsky, you got Shesterkin, and you have Vasilevsky. So I look at Tampa. Tampa's a team that could be a bad matchup with somebody in the first round. Obviously, great power play, and Vasilevsky could steal a series. But for me, the team that you got to watch out for is New York. I mean, New York, is it a perfectly built team? When you look at their team top to bottom, the only thing that I have questions about when it comes to New York is their physicality. Can the Rangers get physical enough to be able to stand possibly a 6 or 7 game series with a team like Florida? Because that's what they're probably going to have to do. If everything goes the way that it's going to go, it's going to come down to that. Is that, are they going to get soft when the going gets tough? And you got to get tough. And I think New York's got the best goaltender right now in the league in Shesterkin. Game on the line. He's probably the guy you want in net. And that's why they're probably, I haven't made my pick yet, but if I was to pick a team coming out of the East, they'd be one out of potentially 2 or 3 teams that I'd be looking at. The other 2 teams is Florida and Carolina for me.
Wow.
Carolina doesn't have Shesterkin and does not have Bobrovsky in net. So Bobrovsky and Shesterkin would be the 2 guys outside of Vasilevsky. I just don't think Tampa's going to have enough to go the distance.
Yeah, especially against the Bruins, PK. And you're not mentioning Sway, and that's fine. We already kind of covered how you feel about the Bruins. Yep. We want to be under the PK Subban radar. There's no doubt about that, because if you're not talking about us, no one's listening.
Want to talk about the Bruins?
No. Actually, PK, funny enough, I don't. And I don't want to get into this whole back and forth.
Why don't we get into it? I'd love to get into it.
Well, maybe we'll save it for the playoffs, perhaps, PK.
Okay.
Because you know what? You're honoring the great 199 on your hat. And, of this generation, of course, he is, Sidney Crosby is that guy. And looking forward, though, Connor McDavid kind of set some little history, made some little history with the 100-assist season. I believe he was the 4th guy to do it. Mario, of course, as we mentioned. Yep. Bobby Orr, the greatest defenseman in the history of the NHL. Would you agree as a defenseman? Yep. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much. One of the GOATs then, if you will. And then, of course, Wayne Gretzky did it like 15 different times. For this to be done in today's NHL with how good, the goalies that you just mentioned all are, and just the level of skill that there is this just kind of unheard of, or is this something that we might see from McDavid a lot? And is Kucherov close? Is there any chance he gets there at some point, or no?
You mean to the
to the 100 assist mark, just on how great that is. Excuse me.
Yep. So, McDavid, I think McDavid will get there again. There's no question about it. And if there's 2 players that will, I think Kucherov and McDavid are the 2 players. There's no question those 2 guys are probably the most skilled players on the planet. If you ask any player in the NHL, if they say that Connor McDavid, find me players that are more skilled than Connor McDavid and Kucherov. Kucherov does what he's doing in his sleep. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter what game it is.
What?
Bigger game, smaller game. It doesn't matter. That guy's he's gonna find a way to get on the stat sheet. It's the same thing with McDavid. So I would not be surprised at all if those guys cracked the 100 assist mark. I could actually see them getting more than 100 assists in a season very, very easily. I look at Tampa and what Kucherov did. Everybody says he's playing with some great players. Yeah, he is, but that's not the same team that won the Stanley Cup. This is not a Stanley Cup team that he's playing on. It's a great team.
It's on the beat, baby. Come on.
It's a great team, but it's not the same depth. So I could see those guys doing it for sure.
Patty Maroon's on the Boston Bruins right now?
Yep. Yes, he is. We're the toughest team in the league, baby. No one wants to throw hands with us.
How's that happen? We got that stupid Boston ownership team. You got Patty Maroon just going to dance around. The guy's an actual winner. That's all he does. Win. St. Louis, win. Tampa, win.
What?
Tampa, win.
What?
And now he's on the Bruins?
Yeah, but Boston ownership. Let's leave the city of Boston out of it. Fenway Sports Group. Fenway ownership.
Yeah, as soon as I hear that, I hear Boston.
No,
but Big Green Mountain.
Yep. The aggro crag, if you will.
Everyone says.
That's what everybody's talking about.
The left field aggro crag.
PK, enjoy the hell out of your day, man. NHL's about to heat up. We hope you'll visit us again.
Hey, boys, call me anytime. We're locked in for the next couple weeks, couple months here, so I'm ready to go when you guys are. I want some luck. We need Sydney in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm really, fingers crossed, I want to see Sid create some history in the playoffs this year. I'd love to see it.
Are you a believer in if you cross 2, it cancel each other out?
Oh. So should I say it again with just one time? Or
no, I was trying to catch what it is in Canada. And I was trying to see what everybody's thoughts are.
I'm a believer of the odd number.
Yeah, me too, I think. So I actually did my big toe and my pointer toe.
There you go.
On my right foot.
Just a quick question, Pat. Do we know who Boston has first round yet? Do we know who they got?
It's Tampa right now. but a lot of people.
Oh, boy. Vasilevsky, he could steal a series.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, keep counting out the Bruins. No. This is exactly what we need because last year, hey, Bruins are going to the Cup, baby.
We
It's
hung
done.
a jersey.
Don't worry. This year, if it's a first round exit, we actually might go to the Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, our hockey aficionado, a man who smells like 4 different scents at all times. Can't put the cap back on the vial right now, so his entire apartment is getting smoked out by this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, PK Subban.
PK!
I enjoy the hell out of PK.
Yeah, he's the man.
What?
I've never met anybody like him.
A Cowboys fan.
I've never met anybody like him.
Mm-mm.
He gets a massage 6 days a week.
Epsom salt baths.
90-minute massage, too.
6 days a week.
He's got to feel so good.
Yeah.
Great. Very pliable.
Oh, he's so happy.
Could you imagine being, the wife and I will get a massage whenever we go on a trip somewhere. So it's like once every 7 months.
Sure.
Get one of those. And you drop into one. There was a 110-minute one the last time I remember. That's a long time. But just me and my thoughts.
Those are the best.
So I get in there, though. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. And every time it's over, I'm like, I needed that, I feel like I'm well rested.
I should do this more. I should do this more. And then 9 months later, I should do this
more. Yeah. And then I should do this. PK did that one time. He's like six days a week for the rest of my life.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
I'm going to do this every single day. 6 days a week. Full workout, full massage, full bath, 6 days a week. How do you stay? And then always smelling.
Yep.
Living.
Out in Nashville till 3 a.m. eating burgers.
What a weapon.
This guy's the best.
Hey, PK, we appreciate you, buddy. I'm bummed out, too, about Sid. Fenway Sports Group.
It's a shame.
How stupid are they? I can't believe we saw that. Joining us now is a man who probably has a say or two about the Pittsburgh Penguins. This guy went to Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
This past weekend, he was introduced to the world as the man with great flow on top of his head. Cheeky hands around the green. A great spitter. And a man who had a Sunday at Augusta National that he'll be able to tell stories about forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Shipley.
Yeah, Neil.
How you doing, Neil?
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Hey, great to see you as well. Hey, what part of Pittsburgh are you from?
I'm from Mount Lebanon, down south.
Okay, Lebo guy. The Pens are dead, seemingly. Have you heard this? Have you been paying attention? I know you're in the middle of golfing and stuff like that, but the Penguins.
No, we gotta win tonight, and then we gotta get some help, right?
So 2 losses tonight, and then we need to win tomorrow. But the state of the Pens, we're in a bad spot. We let some Boston company come in and buy us, and they traded away Gensel. Gensel's leading Carolina now, and we're going to miss the playoffs, Neil. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Anyways, let's talk about something that's not bullshit. Hey, good for you this past weekend.
Yeah, Neil.
Obviously, a memory and a moment that'll last a lifetime. As we learned of your story and learned that you were a Yinzer, we got incredibly pumped for you. On Sunday, as you, your boy, and Tiger are walking down numerous fairways at Augusta National, did you take it in? Did you realize that this is going to be something you'll remember forever? Talk about it, birthdays and weddings and everything for the rest of your life?
Oh, yeah. That was a freaking coolest day of my life. That was, can't beat that. I mean, Tiger is was so cool, and that's probably once in a lifetime for me. I mean, he doesn't play very much anymore, and who knows when I'll be back in a situation to be playing with him. So I mean, gosh, it was unbelievable, and I really took it down on like 12T. He got a standing ovation, and walking up 18, I let him go up ahead of me, and that was unbelievable to see that just in person and be inside the ropes. That was so cool.
Were you nervous because of the patrons, because you're at the Masters of Golf playing with Tiger, or when you hit that one short one, cheeky little side spin? Are you pumped? All right, I just showed Tiger that at least I'm a guy. Was there any of that? Was there any of those moments that were happening? And when you hit those, is it different than your normal tournament, or were you locked in?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty locked in. At the end of the day, it's just golf. But I mean, the coolest thing was, I think I really roped a drive on 2, and Tiger was like, "Hey, good drive," and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that was freaking sick."
That's amazing. Go ahead, AJ.
What was that? Did you have any interaction with his caddy, Joe Acaba? He's known as a guy that seems like everybody loves and he's a big sports fan. Was there a lot of communication out there between your buddy who was caddying for you and the whole group?
Yeah, well, Joe's actually with Patrick Cantley now, which I actually played with him and Joe on Saturday, and they were awesome. His new guy, Lance, is a really good guy, too, and just super. I mean, it's such a cool group. I mean, they were great to me, and I got to talk to Tiger about all types of stuff, and we talked about just golf in general, Scotty Scheffler and his wild footwork, Riley Woods and his all what he's doing in junior golf and how well he's doing. Talked about his daughter Sam and colleges and her, she's starting to looking now. She's I think 16, 17. So it's kind of cool. We had a bunch of normal conversations on the golf course. He's just like really a normal dude, which is kind of surprising for someone like him.
Well, I think a lot of the conversation while we were watching you on ESPN Plus, and I assume the numbers for your pairing on ESPN Plus on Sunday. Yeah. Is going to be higher than I literally woke up watching you guys play golf, and I transitioned right into CBS and watched Scotty Scheffler just go absolutely ape shit for the entire afternoon. It was a perfect Sunday, legitimately perfect Sunday. I think Tiger was at the stage, and they talked about this, of understanding that, like, hey, telling you that was a great drive on 2 is going to be a big deal. I think he understands the power that he has. So the ability to remain relatable is something I don't think a lot of people say about Tiger because we don't know much about him. What did he say about Scotty swinging out of his shoes? Did he say, what did he say about the current state of golf? Did you chat about that at all?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about with Scotty, it's pretty interesting. He has that wild footwork and just starts sliding all over the place. I mean, his feet go everywhere. And Tiger is talking about it like he's like some swing guru. A guy knows so much about golf. It's nuts. I mean, he's talking about, because Scotty slides his feet, his base stays so square to his target through his swing. And so it's something like that. I was just like, actually, like that makes a lot of sense. That's really weird. And, Tiger was like, like talking about all these other old head names that I just didn't really remember. And I was just like, oh, that's pretty sick.
I would love to see you after walking down here and there from Tiger, next tee box. Yeah. All right, let me see how I can slide this shit. Let me see how I can get these feet to move out of there. How do you feel about the golf game? More confidence, obviously, with how you played there. Did you test yourself, challenge yourself every single day? What were the goals going in? All that type of shit. How do you feel about your game right now after, probably the most watched Sunday round that was not in for contention of the Masters?
Yeah, I mean that was it's big for me to kind of play well under that type of pressure and hit shots like the one we're seeing right now. That was really cool, and those are tough to pull off in that moment. And it's I just got a lot of confidence from the week that my game can kind of travel and play against those guys. We gotta that's the goal, is to be playing against those guys every week. And I think I can go do that now. I feel really good about my game and learned a lot about what I need to work on to even get sharper and start competing for those green jackets.
Go ahead, AJ.
How do you feel about your game now compared to, say, a week ago, before you played in this Masters event, before you played with Tiger on Sunday? I would imagine you could, like you said, the confidence that you could build, but I'm sure you could take that and kind of run with it. Does it feel like your game is in a great spot?
Yeah, it really does. My game was in a good spot, prior to the tournament, but I'd never played it in PGA Tour event before, so the ability to kind of test my game against those guys and just see how I compared really kind of was super helpful for me and made me realize I don't need to be anyone special. There's no real special sauce to being the best player in the world. It's just about a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency in your preparation.
Hey, Neil, you're representing for a city that doesn't have a lot of golfers. Okay, you know that. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we had Arnie, who pretty good career. There was Jim Furyk, pretty good career. And now it's going to be you. So you are basically carrying the flag for Yinzers as far as golf is concerned, and we are ready to get behind you. But does it help, growing up where every single tee shot you can't see the green, and then every single shot after that is there's not a lie in Pittsburgh that is balanced. You're either uphill, down here, side hill. You got to hit over Kennywood on a couple courses. Like, does that help at all going with your golf career? Because I know Augusta is also a lot of up and down as well.
Yeah, I think particularly at Augusta is super helpful. I was pretty comfortable on some of those super weird lies, because Pittsburgh golf can be pretty goofy golf at sometimes. And yeah, I feel like when we go on odd golf courses, I feel really prepared to take on like a bunch of those weird things just because that's what you see, on the day-to-day back home. And I think what's great too with Oakmont in town, I mean, all the greens in Pittsburgh are so damn fast. It's, we see crazy speeds all the time in Pittsburgh. So, when we get to these tournaments like Augusta, when the greens are flying like crazy, it's nothing I haven't seen before.
Was it like glass out there? They say that.
Oh my, it was stupid. Saturday was like, they're gliding like crazy. And then you got the wind blowing putts because they're so fast and you got wind. And TV doesn't do it justice how hard it was on Friday. I mean, that was some of the toughest conditions. I was just really happy to be on my couch Friday afternoon and in the clubhouse at 3 over.
Amen. Let's talk about TV. You were on TV a lot.
Yeah.
Neil, you know what I'm. Yeah. Yeah, you got good range. You got good periph. I think somebody. I think somebody should have told you, hey, you don't have to look at the live playback. You are on TV. But in that moment, when you're sitting in that clubhouse, what's going through your head? And then immediately afterwards, when one of the lads says, "Hey, yeah, you looking sideways is everywhere." Right? Can you take us through that entire process there?
Oh my God, I was so nervous. The last thing I wanted to do was swear on national TV or say something stupid. And I also didn't want to speak out of turn, so I was trying to look at the teleprompter that's going on, so I knew my cues. Dumbass. And so I finish up all the presentations, and we go back to our party house. I've had a few icy lights, and then all of a sudden, I have, my family's like, "Hey Neil, have you seen these memes of you?" I'm like, "What memes? What are you talking about?" And then they start just absolutely roasting me for the next 3 hours about it. It was something else.
The internet was alive with you. I didn't think it was a teleprompter. That makes sense though. All right, I don't want to step on Jim Nance here, Hall of Famer. Got John Rahm over here. Yep. Scotty Scheffler's right here, the chairman of Augusta National. Lot of power.
Yeah.
Lot of power. He's right here. They told me to sit here and speak when spoken to. I'm going to get a little bit of a heads up here. I was on TV that whole time? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I thought you handled it great, dude. Your first time in there. I think you were an absolute legend all weekend. Let's not let the memes ruin it. Let's let the memes add to it. What a legendary thing, especially 10 years from now, when Neil Shipley is the one sitting in the middle chair.
Hell yeah.
Whenever he's sitting in the middle chair on that left side, when he's taking home a green jacket. We got to get to a hard out here for ESPN. We'll continue on YouTube and ESPN Plus with the best amateur from the Masters of Golf this past weekend, Neil Shipley. We got a big one tomorrow.
Yep.
Caitlin Clark will be joining the program. Woo! Charles Barkley joins us in about 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you then. Goodbye. Yeah, Neil, you're opening for Charles. Good luck. Hey, you did it.
Yeah.
Good week.
It's good week. Is that what you said? It's a good week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hey, I don't know if Chuck knows this, but I was on the airplane next to him about a month ago on the way down to he was going to Atlanta from Phoenix. And I poked him and I said, "Hey, Chuck, I love what you're doing with your golf swing." And he probably has no idea that was me, but I compliment his swing and what he's doing with it on the plane. Yeah, it was pretty funny for me.
Think about how many golf bros that aren't playing into Masters.
Yeah,
not you.
Say shit to Chuck about his golf game. He's probably, okay, all right, I get it.
He probably saw him on TV. Oh shit, that's the guy.
I remember him. That was on a plane, I think. That hair is great. Long hair always been your thing?
Oh yeah, it's been for the last bit. We've been growing out for a while. We love it. Yeah, we've been. It's a grind. It's a lot to take care of. But I was gonna cut it after the U.S. Amateur, and then I got went viral there. So I was like, well, shit, I can't cut my hair now. Kind of like a brand. So it's good. It's kind of its own thing.
It's powerful. I think the hair is powerful. You were, just the whole.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is.
Yeah, a little bit. You had a great shot. I forget where it was. Your caddy walked right in front of the camera. Shout out to, is that your boy? I assume that I've heard the
Carter. My boy Carter.
He's not a golf caddy.
Yeah, he plays golf at Wisconsin. He's a Central Catholic guy too.
Wow.
Boys out there doing it.
Hub.
You hit this shot so good, and you pose a little bit, and they got a shot on you, and they're like, "This Neil Shipley guy, what a round!" And then just two massive right in the middle of it. Always been your thing? Are we in? That's beef jerky, I assume.
We got beef jerky in there. Yeah.
Yeah. We're zinning, huh? We're zinning big time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, let's not give up anything. You're on Augusta National with that entire thing.
Hey, we don't give up our secrets. Don't give it. I've heard that nicotine takes 3 or 4 shots off your score, but
jeez, can't say that, Neil. Can't say that.
John Daly.
D-Butts has a question for you, Neil.
Appreciate that, Neil. Hey, I know you had obviously a great Sunday, but I'm kind of jealous. Obviously, you're playing with Tiger. Did you get gifted any of that Sunday red? I think that's the first time I saw it. Definitely, obviously on the Masters. But did you get gifted any of that? And if not, maybe you should reach out to him and get some.
Yeah. I do want to get some. I complimented him on it. I although I have an idea for him. He sweats through his shirts all the time. I think he should do one of those shirts where when you sweat through it, a pattern goes on. It should be like a tiger stripe pattern. I think that's cool.
Wow.
There we go.
That's a great
But-
idea.
Wow.
Yeah, it could be that logo.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could just go
All
Did
over.
you tell him that? Did you tell him?
I didn't tell him that. I was about to tell him on 5T after 5T, but then he blew one in the trees. And I was like, that's ain't the time. To do
Should have given him a note.
Did he get pissed? Did he get pissed? Yeah, notes.
Yeah,
I heard about you guys at notes.
Oh. So this guy from Yahoo Sports, I don't know who he is.
Charles Robinson.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yahoo Sports still
but,
exists.
Yep.
Still exists. We got to always
But
get that.
I mean, I like everyone else in the press room, there's like 20 other people. I probably met about 15 of them, knew him. And then this guy from Yahoo Sports I've never met says that to me. And I look over the moderator like, who the hell is this guy? Like, because it just didn't happen. But I was so confused. That's why I was so shocked.
No, somebody was telling you weren't allowed to give the answer.
Yeah.
That's what it was, remember?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
So you read that all the internet shit too, huh? Immediately. Sounds like the boys with the icy lights, maybe a little Mongo afterwards. Like Neil, a lot of shit. Press conference in the clubhouse with the eyes. You were taking over the internet, taking it over.
Oh, it was hilarious to see. My boys are really giving it to me, which I appreciate. You got to keep my feet on the ground. I know my guys back here in Columbus, they were just going nuts at me the entire time and really roasted me in the group chat. I was like, really, boys? Like, right now? But it was pretty great.
Yeah, I just played.
Come on.
I just played Sunday with Sunday Red's debut.
No big
How
deal.
about that?
So how about you eat shit? You when you play against, like, what'd you score there? What'd you end up with over the 4 days?
Something like 11 or 12 over.
A lot of people over. A lot of people over.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
a lot. It was really tough. I played like crap the third on Saturday. It was no good, but it's the best consolation prize for shooting 80s. I got to play Tiger Woods on Sunday, which is pretty funny.
probably best case.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Other than winning, probably best case scenario in the entire thing. When you're just playing,
I think.
Go ahead. How often?
I think it's probably like the best thing for my career, possibly. Honestly, like that's like the amount of attention I got from just that. It's unbelievable.
I watched you play 18 holes.
Big.
Yeah.
And I was like, love this, dude. Love everything about it. And you didn't buckle. Like, at no point did you buckle or kind of give up. And I think, sometimes amateurs, you don't know if they got it or not. But like when you're playing day to day, your scratch, like every course you step onto, your scratch, right? Is that good?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm like technically 6 better than scratch. So I'm like a +6. So like if you're a scratch player, I'd give you 6 shots.
Damn.
So you give me 20. 24.
Too many. I give you too many shots. That's what it is.
Whoa. Not enough. You're not giving me enough. You play with Tiger. I can't wait until that becomes the conversation with you when you're trying to give up strokes on the course. 24. I need 24 strokes. No way. I'm only giving. You play with Tiger.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yep.
But every course, you could just show up and just dominate.
I mean, a lot like if I play like a public meeting or something like that, or a shore golf course for sure. A lot of courses we play in college are really difficult too. So, if you're anywhere in college, anywhere around for 3 days, around like 9-10 under, that's really, really good. So like around 300 days, great. But yeah, I've been consistently under par for a while. I play really well most days.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Only getting better too. Last question here from Connor, Neil.
Yeah, Neil, obviously there's a lot of stuff in the media from, Wyndham Clark kind of taking shots from the PGA side towards the LIV, and, that's been going on for a while. As an outsider, kind of just coming in here in your first major tournament, was it very apparent that there is that beef going on there, or does it seem as though that has kind of calmed down a little and the stuff that we heard was just very, unique snippets from guys that clearly still have a gripe to, push or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I think those are a lot of unique snippets. A lot of the camaraderie around guys. I mean, guys were really happy to see those LIV guys. It's almost like a big family reunion because none of those guys see each other anymore. So I think it was kind of just like a one-off thing or two, when you hear things like that. But, the golf world is divided, and I hope to see it come together soon. I mean, it's not great for the sport that we have all these great players in different tours. And, like it's great when you see them together, like at the Masters or US Open, you get to see all the greats together. And that's when you get really good leaderboards like we had this past weekend.
Hell yeah. We're pulling for that too. But you keep playing good golf because there's hundreds. hundreds of millions available now for a Yinzer kid out of Lebo because of how damn good he is at golf. We're proud of you, buddy. Keep going.
Appreciate it. I got one thing for Connor. Fuck the Patriots.
Oh no!
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Man. Could have been worse.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of ways you could have went there.
Yeah.
We were
Just
thankful
today.
that's the way you went. Certainly, we appreciate the hell out of it. What's next? What do we got? What do we got next? What's going on right now?
We got college golf still to play. So.
What is it? When is that? That's summer.
Yeah, I got this summer. So yeah, well, actually, we have our next event this weekend. So I'm playing our home event this weekend, and then we got Big Tens weekend after that here in Columbus. So it's right back to it and playing for OSU, and trying to get maybe get a tree like Mr. Hawk here.
Ooh,
You guys go visit that every day to toughen up.
Yeah, I walk by that thing every day, give it a little pat. It's just iconic.
Did you shake any trees' hands at Augusta? Like,
Oh my goodness.
That's it with AJ's tree every day.
Yeah.
yeah, go shake AJ's tree. Go shake AJ's tree,
Bash
just
your
like
head.
that right there.
That's awesome. What a picture.
All right. Think about that hand, who it is, too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the whole.
Perfect.
The internet never stops. This man is going to climb to the top, and we cannot wait to watch.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ohio State, OH.
IO.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That was big. Hey, Monday Night Raw is in Columbus next week. Stop by. It'd be good to see you in person. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Shipley.
Oh, yeah.
Come by. Come through, Neil. Come through. All right,
Get him in the ring.
Oh,
With a
man.
golf
With
club?
the club.
Oh,
a driver.
Yeah.
Imagine him snapping a driver over somebody's head.
Sami Zayn.
Gable.
That's our intercontinental champion.
Yeah, Gable.
I understand. I'd love to see Neil Shipley just beat the shit out of him.
What's your problem? He got his ass beat last night by Chad Gable.
Maybe a tag team.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown sometimes.
I'm so sick of your negativity. Sami Zayn blew the roof off the bell.
He did. That was incredible.
Notice he
time
hasn't
win.
been in the gym since he won that title.
Let's get to a break.
Tony.
Charles Barkley will be on the other side.
He looked yoked.
Thank you to Neil Shipley for joining us. That was awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
Every golfer's dream on that Sunday.
Yes.
He
Absolutely.
was like, seriously, probably the best thing. Yeah. Yeah, we've already.
Yeah, Neil. We know.
we've already.
we know. We know, Neil.
Yeah, we agree. All right, Charles Barkley's on the other side. What an honor. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Hey, like dude wipes. Yeah. Legit, if you haven't done it yet, you need. Let's go. What are we waiting on?
Whole new world.
You're allowed to. Just like espresso martinis, you're allowed to. If you're of age, obviously, you got to get past the glass. You got to get past the name. You're allowed to drink espresso martinis. So good. You're allowed to have a good feeling butthole after you poop.
Right.
You're gonna need them.
You don't have. You don't.
A couple of those.
Good call.
At least I do.
Well
You're
said.
going to the wrong espresso martini maker, my friend.
I guess so.
Well, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Sometimes when you end the espresso martini era of the evening, the dude wipes era is not far behind.
Yeah.
Charge to the game. But what you need to do is use dude wipes because you're allowed to feel good. You're allowed to put a spa on your ass. Everybody poops. That's how you feel afterwards. Dude wipes says, we'll make you feel better. We're in this thing together. We always will be. Take 5!
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a three-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, McAfee! Aaron Rodgers! AJ Hawk!
How the baby AJ? Yes! Yeah, baby!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Good shot.
AJ, you got one of these?
Got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great punt.
Yeah.
Oh, he walked through all front, brother. Hey, let's go. Get in. Come on. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Please welcome from West
McAfee.
Virginia University, 2014 Colts Man of the Year and two-time Pro Bowler.
Do we have a
Pat
7-second delay?
McAfee.
He's Man of America, not Man of the Year. He's Man of
Hello,
America.
Nashville. I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin. 2 years ago, when I retired from the Colts, I retired alongside two greats, Robert Mathis and Joe Wrights. A couple months later, I watched the draft. Robert Mathis announced the pick, Joe Wrights announced the pick, and then an orangutan announced the fourth-round draft pick. I was replaced by a zoo animal. I was not upset about it because the orangutan was terrible at his job. With that being said, the Indianapolis Colts are the hottest team, not only in the AFC South, but the entire NFL. A young nucleus surrounding the Stanford nerd, Andrew Luck. 2 All-Pros were drafted last year, 10 this year. And with the 89th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts, Jim Irsay and Chris Ballard select future Hall of Famer, linebacker from Stanford, Bobby Okereke. Okereke.
Pat McAfee, everybody.
Nicely done, Pat.
I mean, that's 10 out of 10 right there. Fake Dungy loves it.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Brock Purdy Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Sports are awesome. That man is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, and the greatest jawline in all of sport. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hall. As the sage burns on my desk, I introduce the toxic table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. You boys look amazing today.
Thank you very much. So do you, Pat. Love the shirt. Love it.
A lot of sage burning over here.
Yeah.
Really thought,
Good sage.
thought it went out. Seems like the fire
Fresh
is.
energy.
Here we go.
It be burning on it. One half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys. Tone Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler is here.
Yes, sir.
And joining us right now is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Whoa.
An NBA MVP. One of the greatest TV personalities in the history of television. Oh, yeah. A man who's won 79 Emmys and counting from TNT. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Chuck, how are you, pal?
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Now, you've had to watch this shit show for the last 5 minutes. We apologize for keeping you waiting. We appreciate you taking the time. Massive night tonight, Chuck. Play in to start the playoffs. We got LeBron James. We got Steph Curry.
Right.
We got 2 young teams. We got a massive night for the NBA. Is this exactly how they wanted it whenever they set up this play-in style for the playoffs, Chuck?
Well, I'm not sure they thought they were going to have the Lakers and the Warriors in the play-in. I think it was really supposed to be for the shit teams. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? It's great. It's actually pretty good. And you got Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler tomorrow night on ESPN. But, man, it's going to be 2 great. And I'm fascinated by both games. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think this is a really important games for the Pelicans. You know, they played the Lakers twice this year in meaningful games and got humiliated twice. The championship of the in-season tournament, they had to win 1 game, Pat, 1 game at home Sunday to avoid the play-in, and they got humiliated again by the Lakers. I really think this is an important game. I really think it's an important game for the Pelicans, for their psyche going forward. And that second game, man, the Warriors going to have their hands full. They're going to have their hands full with the Kings. The Kings can score with anybody. They can't stop a runny nose, but they can flat out score. If you remember last year, Steph Curry bailed them out in Game 7 when he went off for 50. I don't know if he's capable of doing that any longer. So I think both games tonight are going to be fascinating.
Good for you just said something about Steph Curry there that we'll certainly revisit at some point. AJ, you have a question for Chuck?
I want to talk about the Warriors. Like, are we going to, is this the last great hurrah for the Warriors? Is it possible if they get in that they make a run? And what do they look like next year? Like, is this something that, are we going to see this core in place moving forward?
AJ, number one, good to see you. Let me tell you something. The one thing I know about old people, they just get older. They don't get healthier or they don't get better. The Warriors are done as we know them. They got old. You know, when you have as much success as they have, you know, it's not like you probably guys have felt the same thing when you made a Super Bowl run before, or you're tired going into the next season. But what's happened with the Warriors, man, that wear and tear is taking their toll. The thing with Clay, ACL, Achilles has really hurt his game going forward. And you go back, they really kind of messed up on the Wiseman, taking him number 2 pick in the draft. It worked out, Kuminga's coming on. But the thing with Wiseman's probably been the thing that set them back the most. But, man, old people, no disrespect, I want to be an old person one day. But old people don't get better. They're just going to be a year older next year. But they're cooked as far as being a championship contender.
Yeah, but when you're old and you're retired, you can take science.
Ooh,
you know, these guys in the NBA, they can't take any science. So you can get better as you get older now with modern science. You know, I'm kind of living proof. These knees feel better than they've ever felt before. I didn't know.
Yeah, but hey, you know what, Pat? We're not going to put your ass in a game, though. Don't forget that. It's great to walk around.
True.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to walk around. Hey, I don't know if AJ's got any fake body parts. I got 2 new hips. But if he got fake body parts, that don't mean we're going to put him in an NFL game. It looked good walking around, but we're not going to put him in a game more than likely.
How are those 2 new hips? AJ's knees are terrible. He needs 2 new ones.
Hey, AJ, let me tell you something. I put it off, and when I got the first hip, I was like, oh, my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Then I got the second hip. Man, get it done. It's a godsend.
It changed everything about me just walking around in pain all the time. Hey, get all the fake body parts you can.
All right.
AJ, you need to do that. AJ, so
Yeah.
his knees, his gait, especially at the American Century Championship, he is in pain all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this is what life is, though. Yeah, you're just in pain every day. He's from Ohio. You know, he's got that linebacker mentality from Ohio. He's like, yeah, I just hurt. That's life now. My knees hurt. But what you're saying is he doesn't have to be like that, AJ, right? That's what you're saying, Chuck?
Yeah, because, you want to be able to, first of all, you want to walk and play. I mean, there's only a few things old people can do. We play golf and we fish. Now you got some of these crazy idiots out here trying to play pickleball.
Great sport.
I don't call it pickleball. I call it a place where old people go and get hurt.
Okay.
That's what they should change. That's what they should change the name to.
I don't know if that's as catchy. I don't know if that's as catchy as pickleball, Chuck. I don't know if
It's not nearly as catchy, but hey, I'm telling you, getting artificial parts, man, they changed everything. Get it done as soon as possible.
All right, so you are obviously freak athlete, big man. Happy to hear you got 2 new hips. Also, a lot of experience on things, especially things that are coming up like the Olympics. Connor has a question for you, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck, every time the Olympic roster gets announced, everybody always goes back like, hey, is this team as good as the 92 team? And obviously the squad that they have going right now, it's all the superstars. It's not like last year where they went to FIBA and it was just kind of, Halliburton was on the team, but it wasn't what it is coming up this year. But to that dream team point, when that happens and that debate comes up, a lot of people go to the redeem team of 2008, but some people say like, hey, 92 was great, but 96, like that team could have probably beaten the dream team too. You were on both the teams. Do you have any thoughts around that debate, the 92 versus 96 team? And is the 92 team just by far and away the greatest Olympic team ever? Or do you think there are some of those other teams like 96, like the redeem team, that can hold, a water to that team as well?
Well, I think that the key is, number one, thank you for a great question. The 92 team was unique because it was the first time. And you have to factor in, on all these teams, I'm not stupid, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, the 3 most important players in NBA history. People forget, the NBA was too black, too thuggish, too many drugs. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are the 2 most important figures in NBA history. The average salary when they started was around $200,000. Now the average salary is like $10 million. I always tell Magic and Larry every time I see them, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are the 2 most important figures in NBA history. Then you factor in Michael Jordan, who's like a supernova, which they don't come along that often. So that's one of the reasons those other teams, hey, LeBron, I love LeBron. LeBron is amazing. But to have those 3 guys on that first team, nothing can beat that type of star power. Yeah, these other guys are great players, but they didn't do what the NBA for what Magic, Michael, and Larry did. And I would never disparage LeBron because I think LeBron, hey, man, he's amazing. He's great, great, great. But anybody tell you that people are going to be buying his shoes for $1 billion a year after the guy's been retired for, think about that. And you have to also factor in, Michael's the first guy who did commercials. So you have to factor all that in when you're talking about how the cultural relevance. Magic and Bird and Michael, because of who they were and what they did for the NBA today, the reason Kobe, LeBron make $800 million from Nike is because Michael Jordan was the first guy to do it. I mean, you go back and look. Think about it. You go back and look at that movie Air.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. I was about to talk about it. It's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, but Pat, you think about it. His mom says, we want a percentage of the shoes. They're like, well, and Matt Damon, who was playing Sonny, says, well, we don't do it like that. Well, because of Michael Jordan, we do it like that. So to answer your man's question, you got to take in effect in 92, Magic, Michael, and Larry was such what they did for the NBA. These other teams are great, 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 but what those 3 guys did for the NBA is on a whole nother level.
The Magic and Larry doc
Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think it's on NBA TV. I think it's an NBA film. I don't know who created it. It's awesome. Air. Awesome. The history of basketball and its growth. Semi-pro, obviously, huge part of it all. You know, these movies, the Flint Tropics, they got tropical.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, you know, the alley-oop would never exist. We all know that. But those movies tell the story of the NBA in a beautiful fashion. And as you're talking about that dream team and the Olympics, and obviously it's international play, do you think it's your guys' fault that these sports have grown in these countries so much that now the NBA is like right? It's becoming a top 5, top 10 players, international players are taking up a lot of the spots in the league. The game is more global than it's ever been. I assume the dream team is one of the big factors in that entire thing.
100%, Pat. That's because of David Stern. When David Stern, that was his global vision, and it worked out perfectly. And listen, I'll tell you something else that's amazing about the dream team. Pat, we had 10,000 people standing outside of the hotel just to get a glimpse of us every day when we would walk to the bus. You have to walk like probably 15 feet from the hotel door to the bus. There was 10,000 people out there every day. There was people along the highway holding signs. We had 2 police cars in front, 2 police cars in back. We had an armed motorcycle. We had 2 guys on motorcycles on the side. One guy had a machine gun. And we had a helicopter above the bus.
Jeez.
Every time we went to practice into a game. These guys, they probably have security, but they didn't have that type of security. and that was not 10,000 people standing outside the hotel to see us go to practice a game. And I guarantee you, when they were like, dude, along the highway, people were holding up Bird, Magic, Michael signs. I tell people to this day, it's one of the most incredible, it's the most incredible. I mean, people standing along the highway with Jordan, Bird, Magic signs. And a helicopter above the bus and a machine gun guy beside you. I mean, the stuff that went on for that dream team,
Chuck, you guys sitting in the bus? Going, that motherfucker's got a machine gun. Shit. When you guys realize that's a funny moment, as you guys are talking amongst each other.
We're like, yo, man, one of these guys on the motorcycle got a machine gun. And I tell you something else, man. When we went to the top of the hotel to get by the pool, there was like 10 security guards with machine guns on the roof. It was crazy.
Nobody fuck this up. Okay, the entire league is here right now. The future of the league is here, and then it grows the game exponentially internationally.
And I've had some of these younger players come up to me and says, the dream team is my first recollection of basketball in some of these foreign countries. And that's the first time, I met Dirk Nowitzki and tried to pay him to come to Auburn. We played an exhibition in Germany.
You can't do that. That's illegal. That's illegal.
It was illegal, but I didn't give a damn. I'm not going to lie. No, Pat, I told this story. So we're playing in Germany, and I got Scottie Pippen, who's a great defender. I got Horace Grant, a couple other NBA players, and we play this German team. Dirk's got like 35 at halftime. And at this time, Scottie was considered the best defender or great defender. This dude finished with like 52 points. And I said, yo, man, who the hell are you? He said, my name is Dirk Nowitzki. I said, you want to go to Auburn? I'll take care of that. He says, I got to go in the Army. I said, dude, you're 7 feet tall. You're not going in the damn Army. and this is true. So this is in the middle of the summer. We planned Nike exhibitions in Germany. He gets drafted, which is, and I feel bad saying this because the guy passed away. He didn't get drafted by the Mavs. And it's probably gonna go that because I think Robert Tractor Trailer, rest in peace, they got traded for each other, and it's probably gonna go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history.
Well, Dirk would go on to do what he did to Scottie Pippen that day, to
everybody in the NBA for how many years did Dirk play?
Long time.
20 probably.
Hey,
20.
how do you, for how tall, you said he's 7 foot tall, he's not going to the Army? How do these joints hold up for 20 years? You know, how on the wood, too? I mean, you guys.
Well, I think he was more of a finesse player.
But still, just fucking running.
Starting and stopping,
at that size.
By the end.
Like the
Yeah,
whole.
but, he not one of them big lumbering guys who jumping first of all, he didn't weigh as much as Shaq. Nobody does, just for the record.
Jeez.
But I think that, man, it was beautiful to watch him play, and he's such a good dude too. So, but man, it was crazy, Pat. I tell people, man, when you go back, and I was like, when we get together every now and then, we talk about man, the stuff that happened for the Dream Team was incredible.
Yeah, it sounds like we're still talking about it. So, I mean, it's going to live on forever. I think there's another doc about the Dream Team that I've watched before. I feel like I've watched a lot of the. Go ahead.
Well, allegedly, and Chuck can probably speak on this better, the one practice where they split into 5-on-5, and Larry Bird was just watched on the sidelines like the greatest game in the history of the NBA. Yeah, that was never seen. Yeah.
Well, it was like that every day. That wasn't just that one practice because you have to understand something. So Clyde Drexler hated Michael because Michael he actually made the mistake of saying he thought he was good as Michael. And so they hated each other. You had Scotty going against Magic, who he had just beaten in the finals. You had Karl Malone and me, who was trying to prove who was the best power forward in the world. You had David Robinson and Patrick Ewing, who was trying to prove who was the best center in the world. Every single day, and I've said this many times, not just now. It's the most intense practice every single day. And obviously he had a lot of egos and things like that. But it's by far and away the most intense practice that we had. We went through every single day because everybody was trying to prove something to the other guy. It was crazy intense, but we had fun. But everybody was trying to prove something every day in practice. So when because Larry had a bad back, but he says, man, these dudes out here trying to kill each other because we were. Because everybody wanted to prove who was the best player at their position.
Larry was trying to prove if he could get through 3 or 4 packs of cigs in
Hell
one
yeah.
of these games. And I think he accomplished it.
Well, let me tell you something. I made the mistake of going out with Larry one night. And for some reason, Pat, I like to drink, but for some reason, Budweiser has this really negative effect upon me.
Beer?
I can drink vodka and tequila a lot. But for some reason, Bud Light, I don't know what they put in it. Wow. And I made the mistake of trying to drink with Larry one night. And to this day, I have no idea how I got home.
How many beers? If we had to guess? Larry put it down.
15, 16.
Oh, Jesus. So you can handle tequila and vodka, can't handle beer. Normally it's the...
I can handle regular beer. It's something about Budweiser that does something to me.
Well, people haven't looked into that. There's a lot of other chatter, obviously, around that entire. I don't know if it's.
I've been there before.
Yeah. Well,
oh
Darius
my
had
God.
that was
Darius had a white boy birthday as well. Ooh. Came to my birthday party one night, and we were deleting beers.
Oh yeah,
deleting
beers all over the place. I'm happy we're not at that stage anymore.
Yeah.
Birthday's coming up.
I was gonna say that wasn't that long ago.
We'll take a trip back in time. A couple of years if we needed to. You talked about big guys and lumbering and everything like that. There's a big guy in the nation's first capital who's obviously an MVP but could potentially lead him on. D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about Embiid and his playoffs, his health, what the Sixers look like going into this playoff run. And then this past weekend, a lot of waves were made with Allen Iverson being added to the Legends walk out there in Philly and his statue. I know yours is out there as well. Bobby Jones, Wilt, a lot of the greats. What was your reaction first time seeing your statue? Did you see the shit that AI was getting? And then obviously your thoughts on the Sixers going to the playoffs this year.
Well, it was such an honor for the Sixers to give me the statue, and AI deserved to be there. AI was a great, great, great player, and he's a good dude too. It's really an honor and a privilege to be on that little walk of fame. It's really cool. But I got to tell you something, Darius. Man, this thing is opening up for the Sixers. I'm telling you, because and they better win tonight, because I think they beat the Knicks. I really do. I think they beat the Julius Randle injury had screwed the Knicks. I think they've got to beat Miami tomorrow night. First of all, you got a game at home. You got to win that game.
Yep.
But I think they beat the Knicks, and then I forget, like they don't. Then because they won't play the Celtics until the conference finals.
Yep.
So I think this thing is working out perfectly for my 76ers.
How do you feel about the Celtics? Always, like we have Boston Connor is one of the humans here, and we talk NBA stuff. The Celtics are just assumed to be great. Like they kind of fallen out of the conversation now. It's like they don't get chatted about much day to day. It's like just kind of like, yep, they should be. That's how it should go. They should win. Let's talk about everybody else. Do you feel like this is the year the Celtics finally kind of get back into the championship conversation?
Pat, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if the Celtics don't win the championship.
Here we go. That's how everybody feels.
Guaranteed it.
Yeah, I mean they are. I've said that before. I said, yo, man, they got it all. I think the missing piece was probably Porzingis and Drew Holiday, because that gives them size and toughness. Man, if they don't get it done, I mean, it's going to be interesting because
blow it up.
I think this year or next year they got to pay Tatum.
Yep.
So they gave they just gave Drew Holiday $150 million, somewhere in that range. They gave Jaylen Brown $300 million last summer. Ooh. They probably gonna have to give Jason Tatum more than that. And I'm not sure they can keep all these players together if they're not gonna win the championship. So I think the Celtics are a favorite. I'll be shocked if they don't win it. I'll be totally shocked if they don't get to the finals. Yeah. But my favorite in the West is probably Denver. But I'll be totally shocked if the Celtics don't win the championship.
The Porzingis contract and the Drew Holiday contract actually, too, were pay cuts. So even though they got new deals, it is now less on the cap for that Tatum deal.
Because they're paid somewhere else.
Yeah, bingo.
Listen, when you give somebody $120-$30 million, you still, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works.
Hey, my man, and let me tell you something. I guarantee you, Jason Tatum ain't taking no pay cut.
No, $350 million.
Him and Deuce.
What? That's exactly right. If Jaylen Brown got 300, I think he got $308 million. Oh my God. Jason Tatum's gonna get more than that.
$350.
And so now you're paying two guys $600 million. Two guys.
Hey, basketball's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Basketball's in a good spot. Thank you, Dream Team. Thank you, Michael Jordan, Magic, Larry. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that entire thing. Also, Brad Stevens, what's his future look like?
Well, he's done a fabulous job because I'm telling you, if they're going to pay everybody, Pat, they should win. They should be the championship favorite for the next 5 years.
Why?
To be honest with you, because Jason and Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they like 26, 27?
Oh, yeah. Every night, Chuck, every night. But Jaylen Brown's left-handed in the playoffs.
They should be the favorite for the next 5 years. And I'm not just saying that. They should be the favorite for the next 5 years. With Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, and Drew Holiday, with those four guys, they should be the favorite for the next 5 years, in my opinion.
Hey, good luck up there, Boston.
Yep. Yeah. Porzingis also like 26, Chuck. So him as well.
Hey, what age did Braun and Jordan and them win?
Yeah, funny enough, everyone hates on Tatum and he has to win it this year, but I believe he just turned 26 in March, and I think Steph, LeBron, KD all won their first championship actually at 28 and older, I believe. So he actually has 2 more years if he wants to be in that category.
Nah, the team, though, the money, there's $600 million, 2 guys.
Oh, yeah, it's got to happen now.
That's what I'm hearing. What's going on?
Better happen now.
Hey, Chuck, we can't wait to watch you tonight on TNT, man. Your show is awesome. Your guys' show.
Hey, man, were you in Montreal? They don't pronounce the T. Weren't you in Montreal last night?
Montreal, oui, Chuck, oui. I was up. Hey, it's French up there, Chuck. That shit's really French.
Yeah, that's why, so Canada, Toronto is my favorite city, and Vancouver. I'm not a big Montreal fan for that simple reason. Like, I love Toronto and Vancouver,
Hell yeah.
but I really can't get into Montreal because I agree with you. It's really, really French up there.
Super. Like we pulled out of the airport or whatever, and there was a sign on the side like describing what I assume is plaza, and the whole fucking thing was in French. Like I felt like I was back in French class, but like super advanced level. And I thought maybe it was a sign that just like rotated to like English. Wasn't even an English option.
No.
Anywhere near it. I'm like, holy shit, this is like French. They're speaking French.
Yeah, we're in France.
Hey, Pat, I've been watching y'all for the last few months, and let me tell you something, man. Has The Rock got the best personality, charisma on television? I mean, obviously Roman and Cody and all those guys are fantastic, but The Rock has the best, like, he got that thing. It's like when you know, AJ, you and Pat know, when you see a player like, oh yeah, he's different than everybody else. Yeah, that's like, man, when you see The Rock perform and you're like,
he's 200,
damn,
what was he?
Good.
285.
He was 285 pounds. 285 pounds. Just.
But man, his personality, like, whatever, when he's talking, you're like, oh yeah, I got to watch this.
Yeah,
and like I say, I love Cody. I love Seth freaking Rollins. I love Roman Reigns and Jimmy Big Uso. But man, The Rock, man, when he's on television, he's got that. He's always had it. But for him to come back and do his thing like he did for all this stuff the last couple months, I'm like, damn, man. He got the charisma bug.
Yeah, he's got it all the way back, because when he was Attitude Era, Hollywood Rock and The Rock and everything like that launched this entire career. On the microphone, there was nothing like him. He was the guy. And then he's also 6'6", incredibly attractive and jacked. It's like this guy, perfect superstar. So then he goes to Hollywood. They tell him to lose weight, if you do recall. Then he comes back to WWE, and he's like, I think he didn't do his promos. He was like scripted, almost too scripted, or it felt that way. So then he leaves again. A lot of people were wondering, like, does The Rock still got it? Does The Rock still got it? He's got it.
Yeah.
Hey, The Rock still got it. Yeah, there's no questions asked. He was there every week, too. That fucking guy, traveling every single week, delivered. It was awesome.
Hey, you know what? I was impressed. I've known him. We're not great friends, but I've known him for a long time. And when I saw, I was like, yo, man, he's got that thing, and when he's working, I want to watch. Cause I know he played the heel perfectly. But his charisma, man, it's an honor. I've been watching a lot lately, but I said, I love when you said last night, there's a T in Montreal, but it's silent.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to point out the obvious. That's kind of my expertise out there. Sami Zayn, did you see Sami's entrance last night?
I did. And you know what? I was going to fly up there and whoop the Gable's ass, but that man whooped his ass in front of his wife and parents, man. I didn't like that at all. You can't kick a man's ass in front of his wife and parents, man. I didn't like the ending.
The disrespect.
That's a U.S. Olympian, though. Remember that. He's a U.S. Olympian, much like you, Chad Gable.
You can't. Hey, I know that, but you can't kick a man's ass at his house, man. That's bad karma.
You're right. You're right. Hey, Gable's going to have to answer the universe and Sami Zayn going forward. We appreciate you so much. Good luck tonight, man.
Hey, thank you, guys. Keep up the great work and be safe.
Hey, okay, I have a question for you. Do you remember this man from a plane ride? From Phoenix to Atlanta. He said he was sitting next to you, and he said he liked what you were doing with your golf swing, and he said there's no way he remembers me. This was the guy that was playing with Tiger on Sunday at the Masters.
Hey, you know what's so funny about that? I've been looking for that guy for a long time. I'm not. This is a true story. Because I couldn't remember his name. This is actually a true story, Pat.
Okay.
He was so nice and kind. He came up and said some nice words to me, and I said, yo, man, that's really cool. Thank you. I love the game. I'm working my behind off. And I wanted to reach out to him later, but we never reconnected. But I remember the conversation vividly. I really do. Because he says, I said, yo, man, that's a really nice compliment. I really do. I love the game. I play every day I get a chance. And he says, man, I keep working, blah, blah, blah. And then that's the last time I talked to him. But yes, I do remember him. So that's the guy who played with Tiger this weekend, huh?
That was low amateur, of the weekend in the Masters of Golf. He was just on the show like 35 minutes ago or something. He said he found out that you were coming on. He said, ask Chuck if he remembers me asking.
Yes.
He's going to be jacked. This is the greatest week of his life. This is the greatest week of Neil's life.
Hey, Pat, I was watching the Masters. I was watching the live from the Masters. And when he walked up and introduced himself to Tiger, I was like, yo, man, that is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, he walked up to Tiger on the range. And it was one of those moments you're like, I was like, man, that is so. He's so got to be so excited.
Yeah,
that was cool.
He was.
But yes, I remember him well.
He was.
I didn't know it was the same. I didn't know it was the same kid.
Yeah.
So tell him, hey, man, I'm proud of his success and keep it going.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think we'll send him that. I think he's probably watching, and we'll link you to if you would like. But if not, that's enough.
Yeah, man, make it happen.
Okay.
Boom.
There you go.
Man, he's eating all
Oh, my God.
So pumped.
Great week for
He's
him.
eating all over the place, Chuck. All right. We appreciate you, man. Can't wait to watch the NBA playoffs. Thank you for taking time. We genuinely.
Anytime, my brother. Be safe. Keep doing your thing. AJ, you be safe. Other guys, y'all be safe.
All right.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chuck.
you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Charles Barkley. Thank you. He's plugged.
Yeah, he is.
He's dialed in
Oh,
to WWE right now.
that was
awesome.
sweet.
Glasses too.
Final
Like those
boss,
glasses.
baby.
He did have sweet glasses. He looks good, too. Remember last time he told us he was maybe utilizing some science. I've been watching him all year. I don't know if he stuck with it or not. I think he's looking better and better and better. Might be getting more active because he's got those new hips. I love Chuck, man.
The man.
He's been so nice to us. He really
He's got a great take on the eclipse, by the way. I read something or I saw
we call him back?
him
We
talking
call him
about
back?
the eclipse.
We call
I
him
didn't
back?
get a chance to
I
ask.
wonder if he knows anything about pandas.
All right.
Breathtaking.
The people here in Indianapolis said the eclipse was like life-altering.
Yeah.
I think Chuck is on the same. He's in the same vein.
Yeah.
We missed it.
Pictures from
Stupid
here.
Philadelphia.
We're in a convention center in cloudy Philadelphia. Couldn't see anything.
All I think about when I saw the photos of that is just the thought of that happening.
Was it real?
At 10,000 BC.
The first time it happened.
Yeah, like what would you
They gotta think,
even?
we're fucking dead.
Yeah, it's over.
World's over.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a solar eclipse expert, Charles Barkley. Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck. Hey, AJ said you have a solar eclipse take that he wanted to ask about.
Like real emotional. Yeah. Were you crying like a lot of people? Got real emotional and life changing moment.
A bunch of fucking losers. That was like. Now I can understand if you're like a little kid or you want that, but these adults talking about they were going through something. I said, what a bunch of fucking losers.
What a heel turn.
Oh, man. You didn't
Final boss.
crying?
Thank you, AJ.
Come on, man. Please stop. Come on, man. If you like I said, if you want to do that with a kid or something, or a science teacher want to take your class out, but if you're a grown ass person and you built your whole day around the eclipse, you're a damn loser.
Oh, shit. I did not know what to expect. I had no idea. I had not heard this. AJ has obviously heard this. I assume this has happened on your show or somewhere else. I did not expect that to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck, you're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, solar eclipse expert, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, Chuck.
All time.
Wow.
He didn't skip a beat.
Fucking losers.
Didn't see that coming.
All right. I don't know where we're headed for this. That's the show.
Yeah.
I think
it's a good way to wrap it
I
up.
think that has to be the show.
He's the man.
He is.
Oh, my God.
The best.
I had no idea. I thought he maybe did the research, met somebody.
Yeah, me too.
I thought there was some message coming about the moon.
Yes.
What happened?
I did too, kind of. I
Good sell,
sure. I just wanted
AJ.
Great sell.
Great sell,
I should
AJ.
have known coming from AJ.
That was his. That was your mania moment, brother.
Yep.
Right there.
Oh my God, bunch of fucking losers.
I mean, yeah.
It was like he was ready for it.
What do you? Yeah, what a question. Yeah.
As I was asking it, he was getting pissed. Well, you introduced him as solar eclipse expert. That instantly got him going. He was already mad.
That's the way I thought it was going. That's the way I legitimately thought it was going. It definitely did. That got me.
That was so good.
That was a misdirection that I did not expect, even though I assume it's been out there. That's why you knew about it. But nonetheless, thank you to Chuck for joining us. Thank you to PK Subban for joining us. Thank you to Neil Shipley for joining us today. Thank you for Brock fucking Purdy for joining us. Hell of a Tuesday here. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Tomorrow, Caitlin Clark, the newest member of the Indiana Fever, will be joining us live in the Thunderdome.
Hell yeah.
12:30 Eastern. I think we got 30 minutes there.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice.
So this should be let's get to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CC.
Sit down.
A little bit.
You just sit down like you do with A-Rod in studio in New York.
You're right. Maybe we should do some.
You should set up a couple chairs.
A-Rod's doing a lot of sit-downs.
Yeah, it looks like it. I haven't seen many. I got to actually watch some of the clips I've seen.
I don't know how the whole podcasts are, but I definitely see some clips that are going.
He's catching steam today.
Yeah,
again.
fucking love this guy.
Right?
Right now at this current moment, I'd take a bullet for Rodgers, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Hooga house, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Cherish the little things.
Bro, he's hooging the hell out of things right now.
Good news is you don't have to take a bullet from him. The aura around him just stops that bullet and just disintegrates it.
Hey, I saw some of those videos from over Israel, I think. They have the dome.
The Iron Dome.
Oh, the Iron Dome. Yeah, that thing's legit.
Yeah, there was some. And then I saw some that were blown up out of
the atmosphere. That was really cool.
Big ball thing up there. Not good, obviously. We hope everybody lives and don't love that at all, especially as a group of people that have a lot of friends that are in the military and see Gold Star. I mean, like the whole thing, not cool at all. But those videos make it into the algorithm. It's like, goddamn, technology right now is insane.
Crazy.
That's why there's billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars dumped into it.
Yeah.
Wild time to be alive. With that being said, NHL and NBA playoffs. Basically,
we're here.
Heating up. Yeah.
We made it.
Starts tonight, really.
Damn right. We beat the solar eclipse.
Yep.
Looking in the mirror, you see somebody that also beat COVID. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Lost a lot of incredible people. Went through it, changed the world, stopped the world. We all beat it. There's a lot of great things that we should look forward to, that we should be incredibly pumped that we're alive, even though it seems like chaos is happening at a rapid rate around us.
Yep.
It's a beautiful time to be alive.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We are incredibly lucky and thankful that we get to do this. Can't wait for the Caitlin Clark discussion tomorrow. Can't wait for the follow-up to the NBA playoff play-in games that start this evening. The NHL setup. Are the Pittsburgh Penguins going to be in the playoffs? Are we going to talk hockey again?
I hope.
AJ,
Gotta have Penguins in.
PK Subban's kind of put out the bird call maybe to the refs.
Yeah.
Like that.
Let's get
Come
some
on,
early.
Come on, guys. Get some power plays going for
We
them.
need Sidney Crosby tomorrow to be able to get in.
Yeah.
Not just, it ain't just about tonight.
No.
Need the Islanders to get fucking waxed tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that to be something. Because if not, I do fear there's a chance we maybe won't talk much hockey.
We'll be on the ball. We'll talk basketball.
Panthers suck too.
No, we'll be back.
We can talk NBA.
We'll still talk puck.
See, this is what's fun about, both sports is that Boston's got a 1 seed in both teams. So we can, if we don't talk NHL, it'd be sweet to talk NBA too. If we don't talk NBA.
This is this kid's whole fucking
Let's see where they last year.
No, we can do that song and dance.
Oh, just
we can do that again if we want.
Porzingis feels like the difference, doesn't he?
Well, that's where the Celtics. Porzingis comes in, and I guess he.
Drew Holiday.
Thank you,
I'd say Drew Holiday. Yeah, I'd say because last year, like the big men weren't the problem. I would say Drew Holiday has kind of been a bigger factor.
As we were talking about 2 sports at one time, and some people were talking about one, and some people were talking about the other, we zoomed out and we showcased the pasta jersey hanging in the rafters. That is to celebrate the greatest NHL regular season of all time, which is what the Boston Bruins had last year. And then they lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Yikes.
You guys lose in the first round last year?
Is it better to be loved and to lost or to never love at all?
That's a great question.
All right.
True.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. We'll be back tomorrow with a good one. We appreciate you all so much. D-Butt, safe travels. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.